Here we go. So sad news, we can't play in the Angel Cup today. We can't play in the Angel Cup today, everyone. We're not allowed. The Amazon CloudFront distribution has blocked access to our country. Which means we cannot play in today's event, which is very sad. It is very, very sad. But that's fine, right? We don't need to play in every single one. It's fine. I used a VPN. I mean, I don't have access to a VPN at the moment. I didn't have time to set one up this morning. So I was like, we're just not going to go for it, right? But it is what it is. It is what it is. It's not the end of the world. We will still get to spectate. We'll still commentate. We'll still have a good time. It is what it is. But let's have a look. Let's see how everyone is doing in the chat. Let's go through and see who is about today. We have Zachy Boys with the first. Kim Friend, First Rush Lover. Welcome on in, Zach and Kim. We got Duke. It's a miracle Kim Friend has been reborn. Yeah, Kim Friend is slowly being corrupted by the Rush, and one of these days he will be a full-on Rush player. We got Yogi in the chat. Don't we all feel high already? Ursus with the band. Rest in peace. We're not going to go for like every single chat. There's a lot of chat going on today, actually. We have Ari. Tomorrow is going to be interesting. Yes. The stage 2 is going to be very, very exciting. I'm looking forward to it. But again, I'm going to be busy pretty much all of Friday and all of Saturday. So I'll get to play a little bit on Sunday. I'll see if I can like sneak in the odd game here and there throughout the rest of the days. But realistically, that's not going to be happening. We're not going to be like grinding it out, put it that way. How come? Still excited about Fusion. Same here. Do you have the card start restart? Stage 2 start. Can't wait to spam play against Dark Galaxy. Well, that's the thing. If everyone ends up being on Dark Galaxy, just start playing the counters to Dark Galaxy, right? The decks that are really bad into everything else, but really good into Dark Galaxy. There are a few of them going about, so there is that. We have Mechlord in the chat. Oh no, here comes the apology video. Oh, could you imagine? Why do I feel negative? Might have something to do with this. I can't find the time to explore the cooking I want to do in speed, where most of the people have been asking for new content for weeks already. I mean, around Christmas, in fact, we'll get off the Aero theme, because that's a little bit too, that's a bit sad. Let's get onto a bit more, yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog. This is a bit more like high octane, right? But around Christmas time, we always get content droughts, right? So even in Rush, we had in fact, we can actually go back and have a look, right? If we look at our product release dates, we had this, right? The game came out, and then we had 2 months of nothing. So we just had 2 months of just the initial box. Then after the second box came out, we had 3 months. We had over 3 months of nothing. And it was like, why? Of course, this was literally right as November rolled around. So, like, it was November up until, and then March was the next Rush product release. So, it's always a bit yikes. It's always a bit yikes. Speed duel, let's go. I feel bad for Tomato. I got into Striker Cup. Good luck, Tomato. I knew the moment it was black and white. Just book the Mozilla and get the refund immediately. I mean, I could probably set it up. I don't have time to set it up now. The tournament starts in a minute, so it's irrelevant at this point. I'm also not playing today because of that. There you go. Dwan has also been hit with the negative issue. So the actual reason this is happening is so yesterday there was a DDoS attack on Tonamel, which caused the service to become unavailable. The problem has now been resolved, but we are considering measures to deal with the possibility reoccurring. We apologize to the organized participants. So I would assume that this is a security measure that's put in place to help deal with this, right? That's just like, I assume that's what's happening. I assume it will get resolved. They'll fix something. They'll come up with a better solution, etc., etc. But like, this is all the information we have, right? They got DDoSed yesterday. They're probably doing this to try and fix it, right? Or try and prevent it from happening again. 2025 is the year everyone just moves to Rush. I think it's a weird one for me. I think a lot of people move to Duel Links and like speed on Duel Links specifically because they don't like the modern game / Master Duel, right? So the closer that we get to that, right, the closer we get to just the modern game being in Duel Links, I think a lot of people are going to get more and more turned off by that. Now, I'm not saying I think speed's going to die by any stretch. I think speed still will always have its really interesting niche. You have a different hand size, there's no main phase 2, you have 4,000 life points, skills are still really, really cool. In a lot of cases, skills do add a shit ton to the game, right? They let you have decks that were never competitive in one game be very, very, very competitive in the other, and we've seen that work wonders for Rush. Now, I'm not saying Rush is perfect, but I'm saying it is undeniable that Rush in Duel Links is a different beast than Rush in OCG. They are just different games, and the metas are completely different. The way you play the game is completely different, and that is what they set out to do, and they have accomplished that, right? Also, do you think UDS will be able to ritual against Otis? I mean, we'll have to wait and see. I am interested to see where that goes. Maybe. He usually does get all of the mechanics, doesn't he? So we'll see. Mot of the day, lurking before working. Oh, yeah. Jump for Festa, hero speed, dual support. Nice. Hungry for some speed content. Are you planning to watch the Sonic movie 3? I am, actually. I don't know if I'll watch it in the cinema, but we are planning to see it. That is for suresies. We are going to play... Was going to play... I forgot I need to do something. Rest in peace, Ursus. Looks like a lot of the EU boys will not be playing. Yeah, in Rush, I totally feel the same way. Actually, someone please stop me in my 12 win streak. Never stop the streak. Yeah, Cloud Flare for once having to do its job. What can you say about Synchro and Xyz coming in Rush duels? Makes me feel dizzy. I mean, it'd be cool if we do get those new mechanics, but I don't know if I'd want them anytime soon. And I feel like the more we put just the same mechanics from Speed over, especially the ones post Ritual and Fusion, the more it starts to feel... the more it just feels like it's just slowly becoming... like Speed or OCG or TCG, so... Oh, it looks like there is a game underway. Alright, if we fiddle with this, we can set this up correctly. So, if we get rid of... this one. There we go. Okay, so what do we have here? We have Rarashula versus Kazuki. Unfortunately, we can't even check the brackets, so we're going to have very little information to go by. But we are going to be watching this at the very least either way. This is going to look to be probably Psychic Fusion versus Metarion, which is, you know, it's pretty standard for this meta. Yesterday there's a speed tournament on Tonamel, and a few minutes after it started, Tonamel went down. I doubt it was the speed tournament that got DDoSed. But it was probably, because I think they had a big fighting game tournament, so it's probably something to do with that. Duel Links is better. I'm excited seeing Kim Friend started to like Rush duels. Yeah, go Kim Friend, the Star Rusher. I'm hungry for Royal Rebels become good again. I mean, Royal Rebels in OCG, they had like one like little spike before they got their new support. Obviously, when they get their new support, right, when they get the brand new stuff, which I say brand new, it's been out for a while now, but the when they get, I can't remember what his name is, Progressive. When they get Progressive, then that deck will be, again, really strong again. But again, in Duel Links, all you need is a broken skill, and any deck can be good. They could give Ants the most busted skill in the game, and even though their cards actually just suck, they could be tier 1, right? All you have to do is give them a broken enough skill, and they will just work. They'll just be fantastic, right? I just hope that this isn't foreshadowing of what's going to happen if Konami takes on DDoSing seriously. Urgh. But yeah, welcome on in, Kurosama. Welcome on in, Valley as well. Grand Harrier is also here, exclamation mark, banned. Yeah, unfortunately, it's just Tonamel got DDoS, so they put in some preventative measures to try and stop themselves getting DDoSed, and that's led to... I at least know multiple people in the EU can't get on the website. I don't know if that extends to, like, everyone outside of Japan, or if that's just EU. I've only confirmed with EU players. So if anyone in the chat is from NA, you could try and get onto Tonamel and see what happens, because I can't get on there. I'm just plain hungry, actually. I mean, we all are, Yogi. Who's not hungry? Come on. So, we have a Shura Star popping a back row, hits a star restart. Oh, hello. I have not been paying attention. Is this the weird... Okay, okay. So this is the... I assume this is Fusion Deal. This is like a weird mismatch of the two decks that we've been seeing a little bit. It hasn't really caught on, and it hasn't realistically shown itself to be doing anything. It just kind of makes... It's like playing worse like Galaxy combined with worse Metarion, and sometimes, if you get lucky, it does okay, right? That's kind of it. There's nothing like super exciting about this deck other than if you high roll, you can do a big turn that also has a 3200 guy in it, right? Now, the one benefit of this is that you do get to play Ancient Gear Golem, and that's probably even actually better than just being able to play Secret Order and Galactic Oblivion. It's a very weird deck. There was a Latin-named person as well. This is a real emote. Exactly. But who knows where they are. A Latin-named person as well, but who knows where they are. I don't even know how to break that down. Alright, Candy Live hits the board again. So, what is the life points on? 38? So we just have lethal. This is just lethal. We pay 2,000, reduce the attack of both the monsters, swing over both, and that is going to be 4,300 damage. And who would have thought that the weird, worse than actual Metarion deck would lose here? Crazy, crazy. Tonamel access. A Latin-named person. I don't know who a Latin-named person is, though, unless it's like someone that just has Latin in their name. I'm going to predict that Synchro and Rush is going to be that most Synchro needs to have specific tuner or a non-tuner. As for Xyz, they could need 3 level 4 monsters, 2 level 4, but one of them have to be specific monster. So for me, right, if I was to say, what do I want in Rush, I actually think Rush would be better without Synchros and without Xyz, which obviously extends to Link and Pendulum as well. I think Rush should stop at the mechanics that were introduced in the original series, right? So for me, that's Fusion, Ritual. Now, you could do some like funny stuff with like the level mechanic, right? You could have like units promoting, right? So like you get higher levels of the card that summon themselves from the extra deck, etc., etc. And that would be just like its own special thing. But I like the idea of that, like retraining the OG mechanics rather than introducing just the backup OCG mechanic. Not backup, but like the OCG mechanics that came out after like Fusion and Ritual. Oh, we're not playing? No, we're not playing Manicus. I mean, you know we're not playing. We already spoke about this, my friend. A person possibly from the Americas. I see. I don't understand what this Metarion deck is supposed to do other than be half-assed in what to do. So we have seen a couple of people bring this deck to tournaments. I think it did it might have top 8'd or top 16'd a tournament at one point. So like it's done okay. It was played in Rushdall Coliseum, but the way the deck basically functions is it's worse than both of the decks it's made up of. But if you high roll, if you just get really lucky, it can have like these big pop-off turns, which feel a bit nuts. But typically, it's just worse than both the decks it's made of, right? Wear your hype emote and spinning. I don't actually have any animated emotes, and that's because I sorted out all my emotes myself, and making GIFs is like I can make GIFs, but like it's a little bit more effort than I'm willing to put in. So I'm just lazy. That's all it really is. I'm just lazy. I don't want Rebels to be meta again, but at least have decent enough cards where it doesn't feel like the other decks do the same thing they do but better, just because Konami wants to and not because it's actually weak. So like the deck is playable now, right? No other deck does what Royal Rebels does. Like the deck still plays in a very unique way. It still has a way to like Raigeki the board effectively. It's a lot weaker now just because of like power creep and everything, but like no other deck is doing that, right? The closest you get is like Metarian Spinning 2 with TCB. So like, it still has its niche. It's still playable. It's just not very good, right? That's the issue. I would love magnets coming in this game. The problem with magnets, and the reason I don't think we're going to get them soon, is because they power creep the base stats. And I think power creeping base stats is something that once you've done, you can't not do, right? You can't undo it. So they made a huge deal about Rhynat coming to the game and Pale Rider, and these are now, 1600 attack, that's that's amazing, right? And then if they suddenly put like Elemental Hero Sparkman, Elemental Hero Clayman, and all the Magnet Warriors, you'd be like, oh, 1600's kind of whatever then. Because now we've got 2000 defenders, loads of 1600s, a 1700, 1800 defenders. Like, it power creeps everything by like such a drastic degree. So basically you profit from the opponent's confusion. Nice, Lamau. It's not even like confusion. It's very strange. It's basically, again, you just high roll. If you get really lucky, you get to pop off. If you don't, you don't. Morning. Hello, Kuova. We are in an ad break, so we'll actually wait until that finishes before we continue talking to people. And that should be ad break over. Good morning, Kuova. Welcome, welcome. Tomato is lazy, but we just here watching him yap. I mean, that basically, right? I could start making GIFs on stream, but I don't think that would be very interesting to watch. Now, basically, this tournament almost just feels like a backdrop to just us yapping. But it's still relevant to what we're yapping about, right? Maybe it's just me, I still play it, and I'm still so passionate about the archetype. Their name and vibe is something I adore, and makes like a pet deck to me. I mean, it was one of my favorite decks for a long time. I fully understand that when that deck was good, like both times, like, what was it, Invasion and... What was it, Hell Tuning Invasion and... Christ, what was the other skill called? The one which, like, the current skill, where you, like, spam bodies out. I've already completely forgotten what it's called, but both of those decks, fun to play, horrid for the meta, right? Realistically, both those decks, when they were good, awful for the meta. Just really bad for us. I built Insect Metarian with Mantis and the Limit 1 trap with Fusion Deal for Spice. It doesn't work most of the time. Yeah, but imagine if it just had a busted skill, then it would work. Easy, right? Just need the busted skill. And is that Ray in the chat? Bolas. Bunny. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. It's midnight here, so if I fall asleep, just say. I mean, I don't know how we're supposed to regulate that, Valley. That doesn't really seem doable. What do you think of incoming Rush Duel new summoning method? What do I think of it? What do you, so we already talked about this on stream quite a bit. If we're talking about Ritual Summon, and you're not like talking about something else, because there's also like the Parallel Summon, which is just like not really a mechanic. But if we talk about Ritual Summoning, I think Ritual Summoning is awesome. I've been wanting Ritual Summoning for a very long time. I'm interested to see how it works. Very excited. Oh, it's Kazuki, my teammate from D-Tribe, a Japanese team. He was recently trying this version of Metarion. Yeah, we've seen this deck. Like, this isn't like an original, right? We've seen this deck a few times before. Like we say, it's fine if you high roll. In my opinion, the best thing about this deck is that you can play Ancient Gigolem in it. Because Ancient Gigolem is probably the best individual card in the game, right? Like, is there a better card that completely on its own than Ancient Gigolem? 3000 attack, 3000 defense. Fantastic stats. 2 tributes, you know, take it or leave it. That's kind of fine for a boss monster. Piercing, fantastic. And turns off battle traps. It's just like, it does everything. It's so good. It's so unbelievably good. Something new. So for me, something new, I would really like level up mechanic. I would really like Silent Swordsman, Silent Magician, Armed Dragon, those sort of cards. But have them like promote or level up from the extra deck. So we store everything in the extra deck so it doesn't make our decks horrible bricky messes. And then we just get to take the card from it. Like, I don't know if it'd be standby phase or if you give them all like a unique way to level up, but give them their level up, a way to level up. Bam, put it straight on. and then you progressively get to, like, level them up. You could also have the level up spell card to just immediately, like, boost them up. I think that's, like, it's not a crazy new mechanic. It's not anything, like, nuts, but it is new, and it would be fun. And I think that's all that really matters. I don't think every time we introduce a new mechanic, it has to, like, break the wheel. I don't think it has to be this, like, radical, like, maximum summoning, game-ending bosses, right? Sometimes you can just have contact fusion, which, like, is basically almost a nothing mechanic, but still fine for the game, right? Are we talking about future support for Royal Rebels? Mimi, Nail, and Roa are the only Sevens characters who haven't gotten support recently. I'd like to see them getting something soon. Mimi is an awkward one. Mimi is not going to get much in the way of decent support going forward, I'm afraid. Aquas don't really go anywhere. They've got, like, one good card left to come, and then, like, maybe when Kawaidal comes out, which will be miles away, we'll get her, Prime card. Unfortunately, we've already got a lot of Mimi's good cards. Like, there aren't that many great Aqua cards, and we've got 2 of them brought forward already. So there's not a lot left. As for Roa, again, he gets some fantastic support in the future, so look forward to that. Nail, basically, we have almost everything, right? There's a few support cards that we still have to get, but we're going to transition away from the, like, full-on Yggdrago Cyberse, and we're going to go more into Fusion Cyberse in the future, and that deck is unbelievably powerful, especially if we get some skills to make that work and make it work better. Fusion Cyberse and Space Yggdrago is so cool, and it is such a fun, such a powerful deck. True, no reaction. Banned balls. No, Ray, no banned balls. Balls are always allowed. What if we get 3 Chalice for every deck to make Rush infinite negates? I think Rush should have, and this might be a controversial opinion, I think Rush should have some sort of negate, but heavily restrict it. I'm talking like one deck, and their one thing is their one boss monster gets to once per turn do a negate, right? Like, I think you never want to turn Rush into a, oh, I'm going to set up 8 negates, have like 6 points of interaction, and never let my opponent play the game. That's not what Rush is, right? That's not in the spirit of Rush. But I think negates, like, should be a thing, but very, very restricted, very, very limited in how you can use them. Yeah, every time Sidra summons Ancient Gear Golem, I'm like, you! Exactly! Also, what is it with people who play Ancient Gear Golem, opening it in their opening hand every game, they'll tribute 2 and set it, and you'll just be like, I know that's an Ancient Gear Golem, and I can do nothing about this. It just feels so bad. It feels so bad. I remember how Yuga says that there are an infinite possibilities in Rush Duel that needs more exploration. Well, I mean, if we go by the anime canon, right, there was one little empty spot in the code for Rush Duel, and then that got filled in with Maximum. So as soon as we got, like, fusion summoning, that should have immediately, like, broken the rules that they'd already established. But, you know, we just kept going with new mechanics, so. I think Nail is going get fusion version of his deck. Nail has boss fusion monster and is not space. Oh, you're talking about, Christ. I can't remember what that guy's called. I don't remember it being very good. I'll tell you what, let's go and have a look quick. We can go and take a peek. So, Cyberse, Fusion. We're talking about this thing and this thing, these two. So it says, Sigistate Soul, connect to dog, send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard, draw a card. If your opponent has a monster on the field, special summon a Cyberse, top monster from your hand. Yeah, that's fine. That's not awful. And then Femtron, Cyclotron, level 8. It's a bit yikes. 3 or more Cyberse, affect monsters in your graveyard, draw 2 cards, place 1 card from your hand on the bottom of your deck. So as far as I can remember, neither of those are anime cards. I could be wrong. I don't recall Nail ever summoning those in the show. And I don't remember them ever being, like, competitively viable in OCG. So they're kind of just, like, forgettable nothing cards. But again, we do live in a world with skills, so anything's possible. We could just make them better. Darkness Galactica Oblivion negates. Does it? I'm going to have to look that up in a minute. How about Ritual Summon and Contact Fusion in the code of Rush Duels? Right, every time I attack a double tribute set versus Sidra on turn 1, it's actually a Golem, and one time I didn't attack it, it was Assault. That is exactly how it will always go, and it is infuriating, but there is nothing we can do about it. This is kind of spooky, because we are not playing around TCB at all. Now. This deck, the Metarian deck, does need to take something out to fit in this whole like Galaxy engine, so they might not be on TCB. If he's not on TCB, there's nothing to worry about. If he is on TCB, we are not playing around it at all, unless our back row is very specific, right? KC Max with daily duels. I mean, that is completely fine, right? Well, I mean, let's just talk about NPCs, because then you won't actually max off it. But if you're, if you're doing the NPCs and then just playing a couple of games a day, you'll get there quite easily, right? When Cyberdra tributes 2 and set, I avoid hitting it, and they flip one of their Cyber Boss monsters, and I'm like, okay, you got me, Lamau. Yeah, it's so annoying when it's Golem, because there's just like, a lot of the time, there'll be nothing you could do. Now, don't get me wrong, sometimes you'll be like, oh, I can just get over that, no problem. But sometimes you'll just be like, I just can't. What's good, Tomato? You end up maxing GRF. Hello, CZ. No, we haven't actually maxed yet. I've literally... My entire GRF experience is dueling the NPCs, and then the one little sprint we did on Tuesday. That's it. That's the only time we have touched GRF so far. He never does. Also, Maximum was an accident in a way. Yuga doesn't make new rules. He just rewrites the rules. The Nail notices Yuga left empty space in the rules and abuses the absence of restrictions. Well, he doesn't abuse it, right? Because, like, Yuga even says in the anime... Like, I specifically left this there because I wanted other people to create stuff. So, like... Bearing in mind, as well, I haven't watched the English dub, so I don't know if they changed the words around, but in the Japanese, he specifically says, like, I wanted this to be left empty so that other people could make stuff, because I don't want to be, like, the only person in charge of this game. It's for everyone. Hello, Rio. Welcome, welcome. Now, there is quite a big problem here. And that is that the Psychic player's deck is looking a little bit thin. Now, the Psychic player is only going to draw one card each turn. And assuming we're going to keep attacking 3 times every turn, that's not really going to matter. Also, how big do we have to be to get out of range of TCB, assuming we're on TCB? Because this is what? 56... 78? So 78 on the board. So if we absorb that, that's 78 plus 28, which is... 10,060? So we're actually out of range of getting TCB'd out of the game. We'd need double Ashura Star. So we've used Monster Reincarnation to grab back specifically Sword Dancer. Now, could this be foretelling? Metarian with Galaxy? Exactly, Louise. It's very weird. It's very weird. But again, we have seen this deck a few times. This isn't the first time we've seen it. So... You know, it's got enough of a following that enough people are trying it out. We used Reincarnation to set. But then what is in our hand that we didn't... Are we, like, rationing? So we're trying to deck our opponent out? Making it so we can't just dart, but... But aren't we just, like... If we get... Alright, we can plus 1,000, bring back Prima... Minus 2,000, reduce, boost with Prima, and that's lethal if the back row's nothing. So, like... I can't imagine what the... Oh, yeah, of course, he's probably playing high-level monsters. The cards in his hands are probably 2 high-level monsters that are just straight-up bricks. How did you get banned on Tonamel? So, we're not actually banned. Tonamel got DDoSed, and they set up preventative measures to stop themselves from getting DDoSed. And in doing so, they have inadvertently locked a load of countries from accessing the website. And I am from Great Britain, the United Kingdom, or England. You know, take your pick on how you want to say that. And we have been banned from accessing Tonamel at the moment. This, I know, extends to some other countries as well. I'm not sure exactly which ones. I think Italy is banned, and possibly some other European countries. Now, this Matarian player is basically done for at this point. Yeah, I mean, it is Jova. He has been knocked out by the far superior psychic player. Oh, what the hell? Damn, that sucks. Yeah, I mean, it does suck. We would have liked to play in the tournament, right? Because I like playing in tournaments. The other thing is, a lot of tournaments start at really weird times for me. So, Monosync does the Rush tournaments on Mondays. And they start at 6 p.m. for me. And that's usually a good time if, like, work doesn't get in the way. If work does get in the way, sometimes 6 o'clock is actually, like, too early, which is really weird. Grand starts at 7, which is basically perfect. Usually, I should be free at 7 o'clock on a Sunday. So, assuming that is the case, I could just play in that. But then you get, like, Cloudies, which was last night. For me, that starts at 11 p.m. Realistically, that means if I make it to the finals, I'm playing till, like, 1 or 2 a.m. I just can't afford to do that. Quantums as well. They start at 10, which means if I get all the way to the finals, that's going to go till midnight/1. Getting to midnight is not the end of the world. Staying up till 1 is not a good thing for me at the moment. So like, not being able to play in this, which for me starts at midday, like, this is perfect for me. I'm free middays. I stream during this time slot. This is the tournament that I could enter, like, without fail. And it's like, no, you can't play it today. I'm like, oh. You think in the end of year selection box for Rush and Speed is coming? I hope not. I actually detest selection boxes. I do not want any more selection boxes. Do I think we're going to get one? I don't know, if I'm being completely honest. I mean, the last time we got a selection box for Speed, or the first one we got, was in April? No, May. It was in May. The first one was in May. And then the second one we got was in October? So, going by that, like, we've only just had one. It'd feel weird to get another Rush one. But we could get a Speed one. Murica Sights Rise, UPB. I wanted magnets in the game because purely I love Magnet Warriors. But yeah, I never expected them to be that powerful like you described. The thing is, the Magnet deck, it looks a little bit unassuming. But then when you, like, read the cards, it's actually nuts. So here, by the way, we should probably just mention this. We have Zenny in the top playing Matarion. Zenny, I believe, took 2nd or 3rd in the last Angel Cup. And then we have Gozu on the bottom playing Psychic. I assume this is Gozu. This looks like Gozu's name. I'm going to assume this is Gozu. Although Gozu usually does like his Matarion. So he's, you know, mixing it up by the look of things. Why you hate Selection Box Rush? Because Selection Boxes are expensive. There's usually not very many new cards in them, and they just gouge you for gems. I do not like them. I think they're a lot better than the Speed ones, right? 100% value versus, like, gem invested. Can you get all the cards from the box? Typically, yes. But they just devour gems. They absolutely just completely devour them. I'd much rather have deck build boxes. I'd much rather have a main box mini or a super mini than a selection box. Right, type change beam. So this is the spooky part of... Okay. So we turn them into spellcasters. We're just going to spin them back. So we are going to be clearing over the candy live. We will be swinging in for a grand total of 28. Now, our life points are very low. Basically... Oh, Pot of Avarice here could actually be really big. It's not Gozu, it's Yuke. Ah, okay. So that's the issue, right? Is me just not knowing the Japanese names. So it's Yuke at the bottom. Yuke, again, a very strong player. I believe he plays for either Rush Japan Red or Rush Japan Blue. I can't remember which one. Honestly, saying 200 gems is so expensive, and that's like 4 packs. Yeah, it's just... Every time a selection box comes out, that is the only time I have to, like, grind gems. And I don't like grinding gems. Like, grinding gems is annoying. So, whenever there's not a selection box, I just cruise. And then when a selection box comes out, I'm like, oh, well, now I've got to spend every spare minute of the day, like, farming. And I don't want to do that. Technically, it's better value, guaranteed SR/UR, but 200 gems is a lot. Yeah, it's just... they never come out on their own as well. Like, selection boxes always come out alongside, like, a mini box. So it's like, oh, well, now I've got to get all of this and everything else as well. It's just a pain. Okay, Imaginary Arc Turbo. Boost up the attack to 29. We'll swing over a defense position monster. There is a delay. It looked like there was a delay. Go for that 29 direct. Oh, can you pull this back? This isn't actually that bad of a board to just kill through. It's just like you need to find all the correct pieces. I don't know what he's used his skill to search already as well. Tomato over here with 9999 gems. I do not have 9999 gems. I can tell you that right now. We have currently 4,100 gems. But usually I would have 9999 gems. And then I would feel a lot better. But because we don't have 9999 gems, I'm just sat here like, I hope the next product doesn't release too soon. Plus, I think the meta's in a good spot at the moment. The only negative I have to say about the meta, like from my perspective, is type change beam still kind of sucks, and we are still seeing Metarian as like one of the strongest decks in the game. So releasing new cards probably won't change that, so it'll just be a ban list after this, which probably won't actually ban anything, but will hopefully like hit some cards. Again, I'm not sure if we're going to bother hitting any of the other new decks. I think realistically they might just hit nothing, like, because the meta is not in a bad spot right now. Realistically, the meta is fine. In this month, Goha Cup, unfortunately, will coming selection box in the end of year. I mean, I don't know about Rush, though, because, like, if we go by, like, precedents set in the past, we've only had 2 selection boxes so far total. One of them was released in May, one of them was released in October. There was quite a sizable gap between May and October. So, like, I don't know if they've announced that they're going to be doing something like that, but I hate that they also contain really good support cards, like I can't play full power dragons despite having most of the cards. EX for the 1 SR from the selection box. Yeah, the SR from the selection box as well is actually really good, especially in the dragon deck itself. I have 10k plus gems on my speed account right now. On my rush account, I have like 1k. Yeah, my speed account as well has like 15k on it right now. Like, it's just sat there waiting for new support to drop of something I want to play. My post box is filling up with gems again. I had to stop farming NPC, just events at the most, so I don't lose too many gems Lamau. Yeah, I basically do the same thing. I've still got a ton of NPCs that I could farm, but I don't want to because that's a finite resource. And eventually, enough selection boxes will come out that I will have to dip into all of those resources, and then I'll be at Konami's whim being like, could you raise the level cap and release more characters, please? Alright, Ice Pop Bear brings back Candy. Oh, that is potentially huge. The Rice Terror secure right now. Flips both down to try and prevent any shenanigans. We are going to tribute 1. Summon out the Psychic Upper. Activate the effect. So, unless we have another double tribute, though, both these guys are stuck face down on the field. We do have a double tribute. Is this going to be Melody? But Melody can't use its effect. Okay, it is actually Prima. We do have Prima's effect live. But if we don't have access... Okay, we're going to tribute over that. How much damage is this right now? So that's going to be 13 plus 17. We're 700 shy of lethal. So we probably just clear... I would think we probably just clear the Sword Dancer. Oh, we are going to go for the 1,000. Or the 1,000, the 800. We're going to leave the Sword Dancer. Okay, I don't know why we're doing that. Like, surely Sword Dancer is more threatening because it'll pop your back row if we get out a Shura Star when compared to Virtua Star, which just changes out positions. Selections are useless because you can just cog with the best deck. Well, you know, that's true. I have really low gems because I've been trying to finish Psychic and the 1 Psychic Upper is stuck in the last 10 packs. Every single time, I swear, every time a box comes out, I'm always down to, like, the last pack, or, like, at the very least, like, the last, like, 3 packs. I never get to save any gems, and it always makes me feel so sad. Rice Terrace is why I like Melody or Second Prima, because it lets you keep playing. Yeah, I still don't know if I like Melody or Second Prima more. I think they're both good for different reasons. I think the Second Prima feels better if you want to play very aggressively, and the Melody feels better if you want to play more of like the slower control style. So like, I don't know if I could say one is like empirically better than the other. The funny thing, when Rush dropped in this game, I thought it was cool, but didn't really love or care about the format until Rebels came. Then I started playing Rush often and loved it. And that fun lasted until Cybers came. I should have Cybers came out, and Variety became barely a thing. But yeah, are we talking about Cybers or are we talking about Cyber? Because like Cyber Dragon, I guess. But the thing is, the game's always been, like, especially on ladder, it's always been very one-deck focused, right? Originally, it was just Dragius piles. Then it was, like, Blue Eyes, and you just saw Blue Eyes everywhere. Then it became Magnum Overlord everywhere, because Magnum Overlord was, like, easy to get from, like, the deck build or whatever. And then it was Cyber Dragons. So there's always just been, like, one deck that's just filled up the ladder and just been, like, the overwhelming majority. I never forget when I first got into Rush, pulling 3 SRM from the selection box in the span of 10 packs. Based, man, based. Cyber Dragons, yeah. I mean, Cyber Dragons is annoying. The major difference when comparing Cyber Dragons to all the others is Cyber Dragons came with a new world launch, which means a lot more players jumped into play. And a lot of people saw Cyber Dragons and went, I already know this deck. I can play this deck. This is something I already have an emotional attachment to. Let's do that. So, like, I get it. It makes sense that a lot more people would, like, stick with that deck and would really enjoy playing it. It's also, again, it's very easy to play. It's very free-to-play friendly. And it's pretty good. But, again, Cyber Dragons has not been finding a ton of tournament, like, success. Like, recently it's been doing, like, fine. But, again, it's not, like, it's not winning tournaments. Okay. Why are we playing Avant Wolf? Have I... What's going on here? Did I misread the situation? Is this Machine Metarian? Or like I feel like I'm watching a different game, but these are definitely the same names. I don't know, it might just be me. Before, I was at least some variety every now and then, but since Cyber Dragons came, the ladder became like 10 duels of Cyber Dragons, being Luck AF, and 2 or 3 duels that are something that isn't Cyber Dragon, like Metarian and Yggdrago. Yeah, it's a weird one. I feel like when you get to King of Games, it kind of evens out a bit, but on the climb up, it's always just the same decks, like no matter when I climb. Like, before Cyber Dragons came out, I would just play against Overlord, 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 Overlord. Like, ugh. He changed character too? Yeah, I don't know. I can't access the website, so I can't tell you if they changed the rules, but this looks like we've changed character and skill. Does anyone know what's happening? Oh, I'm so lost right now. I'm so confused. Me playing Fortnite and Marvel Rivals because I cog day 2. I mean, I always tend to cog like super late. But that's just because I will push cog with new decks, right? That's just how I always do. So if a new deck doesn't come out, I will basically just wait until like right at the end of the month, like hoping a new deck comes out by then, and then I'll just cog right at the end. But like if a new deck comes out right as the new season starts, I'll cog with that, right? Like the only new decks I could cog with right now would be like Insects. Which I mean I could do, right? Like that's not impossible. It would be grueling. It would be time consuming. It's not going to be done in the first, like, I'm not just immediately going to get a 5-win streak with that deck. But you could do it. Now, maybe it's Angel Cup with no deck submission. They did that before, if I recall correctly, but I don't know if this one will like that. Let me check. Thank you, Dwan, for checking for us. Really do appreciate that. With Rebels, it's manageable. It's just lack of variety makes the experience not fun, and the fact that Konami somehow really loves them and makes them open very good every duel adds more salt to the wound. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, Cyber Dragon is a very consistent deck, right? It is just very solid. Like, the skill can sort out your plays quite a lot. You can make your fusion monster with only 3 cards, which is pretty nutty. A lot of the cards do just work well together. And a lot of the time you're making relatively big bodies, so the Galaxy decks can't, like, steal games off of you. Like, having 6 copies of Cyber Dragon that are searchable as well is really, really good. Wait, I missed the intro. Why did you get banned? So, Mono, we are not technically banned, but they got DDoSed yesterday. Tonamel, the website that hosts this tournament, got DDoSed. And because of that, they put in some preventative measures to try and stop themselves from getting DDoSed. And we are collateral damage of that. So everyone from my country and several other countries are now blocked from accessing Tonamel in an attempt to prevent DDoSing. Which means I can't get on there without a VPN. I don't have a VPN at the moment. I didn't have time to set up a VPN. So we're just chilling. We're just spectating. I'm still waiting when they can bring back pickup boxes. Pickup boxes are cool. I don't dislike pickup boxes, and deck build boxes as well. Like, deck build boxes are fine. It's temporary, right? We don't know. Like, we haven't really got anything other than a statement saying, like, we're sorry for anyone impacted. Deal with it. So it's like, we're just gonna have to wait and see, I guess. But fingers crossed it's not. I'm trying to, like, look up more information now as I'm doing this, but for some reason this isn't working very well. If I click that, that should. Yeah, we haven't had anything. That was 23 hours ago that we had a the last mention, so we're just gonna have to wait and see. We're just gonna see what happens. I've seen Psychic's Brick, I've seen Metarian Brick, even Galaxy and Dragon Piles, but never seen Cyber Dragon's Brick ever. I'm not saying they aren't winnable, just painful. It's one of those things, though, where decks tend to brick in different ways. Like, sometimes you'll brick on all spells, sometimes you'll brick on high-level monsters, sometimes you'll brick on not finding the last combo piece you need. So, every deck can brick. There is no such thing as an unbrickable deck, but there are, like, different layers of bricking. But then you get into weird situations, like Psychic Fusion and Dark Galaxy, right? Dark Galaxy, typically, is more consistent, because you have so many tools to help you just get extra plussing and help you dig through your deck. So the skill mills 3 and then will usually put a card back in your hand. But not always. Sometimes it just won't, and then that feels like crap. Cataphractos will usually get you a boss monster back to your hand, but sometimes it won't, and that kind of sucks, right? So there's, like, all of these tools that theoretically make your deck more consistent, and most of the time will make your deck more consistent, but whenever they whiff, it just feels like absolute garbage. Psychic is like the opposite, where you can guarantee get the thing you're looking for, so you don't have to rely on luck, but you can only get one of them, and your combos require 3 cards typically, which means you have to find 2 of them naturally, and then you can fix into that last piece, which makes it consistent, but then you're still relying on those 2 draws being very, very good, and, like, or at least finding the other pieces of your combo and having them ready when you activate the skill. So it's like, they're both different versions of consistent. One feels like you have more control over it, one feels like you're kind of pulling a slot machine, but they're both still kind of random, right? Now, if you were to argue, like, which one is actually the more consistent of the 2, I mean, statistically, I think Dark Galaxy tends to brick less, so it would be Dark Galaxy, even though that deck almost entirely relies on luck to get any of its consistency tools working. That's a weird one. It's a weird one. It has to be temporary. That's too big of a hit for them. Yeah, I would assume so. I would assume so. I don't like to play with Psychic because the deck depends only Omega Psychic. The thing is, the Psychic deck is really cool. I really like the Psychic deck right now. Do I think the Psychic deck is the strongest deck in the game right now? Probably not. But I do think it is the most satisfying deck to play at the moment. I think it is very fun. I think being able to boost your life points is really cool. Being able to special some guys from the graveyard is really cool. Having this like really good OTK potential is really cool. I just really like it. I think Dark Galaxy deck is also fun, but it's a bit more like Unger, and I've always preferred decks that require a little bit of thinking. Bearing in mind, I'm not necessarily the best person at thinking, as we've seen many times in the past, but I still prefer those style of decks. Cyber Dragon beats Psychic. Okay, was not expecting that. But we just sniped the NA. Yeah, I know, it's just my luck, and somehow the game knows I hate Cyber Dragons. Well, I think a lot of people are in the exact same boat. I think Cyber Dragons is probably... There are two camps of people, right? There are the ladder-only players that absolutely despise Cyber Dragon. And that you are not alone there. I get so many comments on my YouTube. I get so many DMs on Discord of people just basically complaining about Cyber Dragon. We got to get rid of Cyber Dragon. I hope they get nerfed after the GRF. Like, you are not alone, right? By any stretch. Then you get the other camp, which just hate Metarion. Now, that camp's gotten a bit quieter since the new stuff came out, because the new stuff tends to be a little bit better. But Metarion still, in tournaments, is arguably the top performing deck even right now. It was the most dominant deck ever in Rush Duel Links in the previous format. So it's funny how there's this like disconnect between the ladder players and the tournament players, where one like hate Cyber Dragon, one hate Metarion, and then they don't understand why the other one hates the deck that they hate. Limit 3 Ancient Gear Golem went. Now the problem with that is it's a legend card, so... Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. So you want it limit 3 so you can't play 2 other limit 3 cards. What would you want? Well, so you want it to be... You want them to take out Cyber Dragon. The question is, what would you even play it in then? Because if it's limit 3, you won't play it in Machine Pile because you want your 3 Innovator. You won't play it in Cyber Dragon. You can't even play it in... Like, it would be relegated to aggro piles, but then you wouldn't even be able to play it in that, because Dragius is limit 3. I feel like if you limit 3 Ancient Gear Golem, you just stop everyone from playing it. Like, literally everyone. In fact, you make Fusion Deal Metarion be the best place to play it, which would be really funny. I wouldn't be surprised if Sidra gets nerfed after Goha. I'm not sure it will, just because... It's a fan favorite. It attracts a lot of people to the Rush format. A lot of people really like it. And I don't think Cyber Dragon's going to be, like, one of the strongest decks coming out of the GRF. I think it will be decent. I think it will be... There will be several of them in the top 100. I don't think it's going to be an overwhelming majority. I don't think, like, first place is going to be on Cyber Dragon. Tonamel Bros, considering how popular it is, it could be. Hello, Georgia. Welcome on in. I mean, it definitely could be. I don't see, like, 40 Cyber Dragons making top 100. Do you know what I mean? I mean, maybe. I feel like the top 100 typically is all, like, regulars. Like, we tend to know most of the people in the top 100. Jointech would play 3 of it, technically. Jointech isn't a deck, Manicus. That's the problem there. That's not a playable deck. That's just bad Machine Pile. Because good Machine Pile would play Innovator. I mean, maybe you drop an Innovator to play the Ancient Gear Golem, and maybe that's where you play it. Right, Trancer comes down. Trancer effect. I just want to say as well, we have watched 3 duels today, and all 3 of them have contained a Metarion deck. Now, one of them swapped Metarion out for Machine. But, like, Jointech got the limit 3 in the last box. Oh, that is so true. They can't even play Leo. That is actually really funny. Jointech Leo just catching strays, bro. It's just like, it's so sad. I get why. But, like Jointech is just, like, barely a deck, and it's still got a limit 3. Mind you, plants have a limit 3. Why do plants have a limit 3, bro? Like, who's going to be splashing, like, the plant engine? Okay, set 3 pass. Pretty standard for Dark Galaxy. So we're just going to go straight for the draw 2. Now, this is probably the least scary version of this. Because this is just, like, 7-card Metarion. 12-card Metarion is horrifying. 7-card Metarion is very, like, dealable. Okay, so we're going to be popping one of the face downs. We can attack over the other 2. Do we have another 14 in hand to actually get 2800 damage in? Or is this it? The Giga Chads will. You know. Yeah, so get 0 damage in. We have got 2 big bodies, which again, against Dark Galaxy, that's what you want. You want to just have massive guys. Oh, the Dark Galaxy curse. We just have 3 bosses in hand and are unable to play the game. We pop a back row, we pop the other back row, and that is going to be lethal damage by 100 thanks to the clown. That's very funny. That's very funny. But that's just Dark Galaxy. Sometimes you just, like, draw into a hand of bosses, because the deck plays 7 to 8 bosses, right? So sometimes you're just going to open a handful of them. I'm just, like, the worst part here is I have no idea where we are in this bracket. Like, I have no information to go by. This could be top 4. This could be the grand finals. I have no way of knowing. Well, let's wait and see what the next matchup's going to be. Will it be yet another Metarion deck? That is the question. It could be. We could just be seeing yet more Metarion. But as for decks that I would like to see get nerfed after the GRF, I'm thinking... It's a tricky one. Like, does anyone think they're going to nerf the new decks? I still feel like they're too new. Like, do you hit Dark Galaxy? Like, Dark Galaxy's doing well. But, like, is it unfair? I don't know. It doesn't feel unfair. Like, I felt like Light Galaxy was more problematic than Dark Galaxy personally. And now Light Galaxy's sort of fallen off a bit. Psychic. I don't think Psychic needs a hit. I mean, what else is there? Like, Worm definitely doesn't need a hit. Metarion is like the only one I think that probably could do with a hit. I don't know. Like, it feels weird to hit Metarion when it's like it's already fallen down a little bit. Like, it's still doing well, right? Like, we'll have a look at the tournament results after this, but like, it is still doing well. It still won the most tournaments in this new format. It is still a very, very strong deck. So maybe there is a reason to just hit Metarion. Maybe. The weapon is going to 2 or 1. Oh, the gun. You want the weapon? You want type change beam to go down to 2 or 1. I would like that personally. I just don't know how likely that is. I think if they're gonna hit the deck, you hit Reactor and you hit Beam. I think they're the 2 cards that need to get hit. But, like, I don't know if they will get hit. That's the thing. Limit 3, Reactor, and Beam 2, I think, isn't the worst idea right now. I mean, could be. Metarion doesn't need hit, in my opinion. So, the only reason... I mean, we'll come off this for a sec. We're just going to go and, like... So, if we come over to the statistics, right? So, right now, Metarion... You can't really see it, like, super clearly, but, like, up here. Metarion has 4 tournament wins, right? So, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, they still have the most tournament wins in this format. They have almost got the most points. You can't see that at all. If we come down here. 29% versus 31%, so they're barely behind Dark Galaxy, as look like at this top left pie chart. So, although, like, you could argue they're technically not doing as well as Dark Galaxy, they are barely behind. Then if we go to, like, last format, they were the most dominant deck by far. Like, it was actually insane how powerful Metarion was last format. So based on those things, where, like, right now, the deck is really good, and last format, the deck was unbelievably good, I'm like, the deck could do with a hit, right? Let's just get rid of something, right? Because even after these new mega threats have come in, and everyone's like, oh, you know, Metaria is not even good anymore because we've got Psychic and we've got Dark Galaxy and they're going to be the new best decks. Like, we're still seeing Metarian winning the most tournaments. So, like, just from that alone, I'm like, we should probably hit them a little bit. I'm not saying, like, don't give them, like, the big ban hammer, but just, like, hit them with something. I think the very minimum, we should hit them with a Limit 3. Even if that's just Limit 3 Reactor, Limit 3 Type Change Beam, whichever one. Just at the very minimum, hit something, right? If you're going to hit it, then give it a skill to improve fusion consistency. But again, the problem is, the deck is winning the most tournaments for the last 3 months, despite not having a skill to help them find fusion, right? Even without that, they are still winning the most tournaments, which, like, is kind of nuts. That's kind of nuts. If we gave them a skill to find fusion, then I would say we need harsher nerfs. So I'm like, we should, like, if we give them a good skill and not just like a bad skill, if we give them a skill that, like, lets them search fusion and then also lets them, like, change a type of a guy, which is what I would have liked from the get-go, to be honest. I think we just straight up do a very harsh restriction to Reactor and to Type Change Beam. Like, very, very harsh. Like, maybe even both to 1 or something silly. Like, something actually, like, damning to the deck. Yeah, I'm totally not biased or anything. It's one of those things where, like, me, myself as well, I try to not be biased. Like, I go by the data, but I am also a person that I personally, especially during the height of the last meta, got sick of Metarion. So there will always be bias coming through on both sides, so I wouldn't worry about being biased. So once again, we have Psychic versus Dark Galaxy. We have Shizu Ryu at the bottom and someone at the top. Is that Quick's in the chat? Hashtag unbanned Tonamel. Nah, we'll just keep banned. We don't need to play in these tournaments. Wait, did we just see that? Did we just Cataphractos mill the Pot of Avarice and then completely whiff it? Oh, so we had 3 bosses in hand. Oh, that is painful. So the Dark Galaxy once again bricking. Now again, this isn't like over, right? But Dark Galaxy is not in a good spot right now. If this board gets broken, this could be pretty dire. We'll have to see how this goes. So we're sending Amalilith to the grave. Now we summon out Icebot Bear, use Icebot Bear, assuming we're going to get back the Amalilith since we sent it to the graveyard. Now we are going to bring back the candy anyway. We're going to make all... No, we're just going to tribute straight into Psychic Upper, activate Psychic Upper's effect, then we're going to use Fusion, combine the two together, go into Candy Live. Now the question is, do we have a 7 in the graveyard? We haven't been paying enough attention to really know for surezies. But I think either way, we do gain the 1,000, unless we have a way to lethal this turn, which would mean 2,000 damage. So if we just have like 2,000 worth of normal summons in the hand, yeah, just go for it, right? If we don't, I think we always plus 15. And that's 2,000's worth of normal summons. That is going to be the end of the game. It looks like that brick did cost our Dark Galaxy player very dearly. So we just get in for 38, and that will be lethal. So I think understandably, justifiably annoyed I can't look at the bracket. I don't know where everyone is right now. Right, going into game... I don't know if this is game 2 or 3, but I think this is game 2. Let's see what happens. So the Dark Galaxy is going first this time. I don't know if that will change much. You can't use the Dark Galaxy skill on the first turn. Like, that's one negative of going first, I suppose. That is a bold open. Typically, the Psychic player won't go aggressive unless they can do, like, a big play. I suppose you against Dark Galaxy you would go aggressive anyway, just because you guys have low defense but okay attack. So maybe I should take that back. So 3 relatively big-ish guys. Psychic can break this, but Psychic is going to already need 2 combo pieces in hand. We can search out the 3rd. That would also mean not sending something to graveyard. We are going to send the Candy to the grave. Get out 2 1500 vanillas. Tribute both. Summon the Prima. Activate the Prima. Summon... Okay, so that... Wait, what are we doing? Why... Are we going to tribute over the Prima? I'm so confused. What is this line? So we just... Why? We could have gotten the boost on the Assailant. I assume that was just like Psychic Brain kicking in. We just like... We didn't like stop to think that we were going to be doing anything else. We just saw button, click, button. I mean, I've been guilty of the same thing, so I can't judge. I was just trying to work out if there was like an actual... like good reason for doing that, but I think we probably had an idea for the turn and then we decided to pivot halfway through after we've already used the effective Primo. Right, transfer to hand. Summon out the 1500 vanilla. Tribute over for the transfer. I assume we're going to activate transfer. Here we go. And out comes Void Velgia, or Void Velg as it's now called. Void Velg Elysium, with that noise. We're going to boost its attack up to 4100. We're going to activate a second Star Transfer. Summon out another Elysium. Okay, boost that one up to 41. And a back row. Ooh, if he had just one more normal summon, then we could have made like a ridiculous board. But, yeah, this is enough anyway. It is lethal. So is this 1-all? I believe this is 1-all. Nope, looks like we're leaving. So maybe that was not 1-all then. Maybe that is Dark Galaxy winning over Psychic Fusion. But if they're going to hit Cyber Dragon, I don't really know... Like, what hit do you even do to Cyber Dragon? Obviously, Manicus said before, Ancient Gear Golem to 3. I mean, that would take Ancient Gear Golem out of the equation. I don't know if there's anything else you could do to that deck, right? Like, the deck already plays Limit 2s. It already plays Limit 3s. It already plays a Limit 1. So, like, the deck already has quite a lot of restrictions on it. I mean, I guess if we hit Imaginary Actor, assuming Cyber Dragon's even still playing that, then yeah, that would be the way to do it. Change skill only Earth Machine. What, to the Cyber Dragon deck? I assume you mean light. Yeah, there we go, there we go. Could you imagine the Cyber Dragon skill doesn't let you play Cyber Dragon? That would be really funny, actually. Alright, we have Prisoner Tomato in the top. I don't know who it is in the bottom. But this does look like it's going to be, once again, Metarian versus Psychic. This is something we've been seeing a lot. We've been seeing a lot today of Psychic, and we've been seeing a lot of Metarian. And we've been seeing a bit of Dark Galaxy. That's basically every single game. We have seen no spice today. Right, we saw a Cyber Dragon. That's like the spiciest thing we've seen is Sidra. Sidra doesn't need to be hit. Leave it be for a budget deck and let it be slowly power crept. I think that's the problem is, though, a lot of people that play exclusively ladder are like, no, could we quickly power creep it, right? They're like, I'm getting sick of this. Could I play against something else, please, right? I mean, I would still like to see Reactor hit, and that would be an indirect nerf to the deck. And I think Ancient Gear Golem to 3, I don't dislike either, to be honest. Like, just taking Ancient Gear Golem out of the deck, I don't think is, like, crazy. Ancient Gear Golem, let's be honest, Ancient Gear Golem probably shouldn't be in Duel Links. Like, just period. Like, that card is so good. At least justify it by giving us a load of other Ancient Gear cards. There are so many that could just come into Duel Links and be completely fine. Just bring them all out. Tribute 2, Summon Candy all. Or Tribute 2, Fuse 2. Activate Star Restart. So is that last card in hand Psychic Upper? Oh my god, it's Psychic Upper. Activate Psychic Upper, mill the top card, gain 800, activate Fusion, summon out Candy all. Do we have a level 7 Engrave as well? Yeah, and they're wrong. Sidra being strong is good to get people playing, similar to Blue Eyes and Speed. But we had that with Blue Eyes and Rush. The biggest issue for me is we can never have Cyber Dragon being at full power, and there are so many cards that we haven't got that still go in Sidra to make that deck even stronger. And as long as we have, like, Twin, for example, we can't get a lot of those cards because they're too good. It's a weird one. Like, as is right now, I don't think Sidra is a incredibly strong deck, right? I think Sydra's, like, fine. Like, it's not overwhelming. It's not crazy. The deck is, like, fine. But it is sort of gatekeeping us getting the rest of the Sidra cards and a lot of the rest of the Light Machine cards because they will make that deck kind of insane. I think Reactor is fine in other decks now. We have Avarice, Limit 3. The thing is, Avarice and Reactor are still not the same thing, right? Avarice is a +1. Right? Like, kind of. Like, you get rid of the Avarice, replace it with 2. Avarice doesn't do anything on its own, but you could set it the turn before. Like, it kind of does the same thing, but also kind of not. Whereas Reactor, Milling 2. Milling 2 is already a good effect, and especially as we go forward, it's just going to get better and better. And it's just a straight up, it's a body that you retain, as well as a +2, right? So you can use that body to fuse off, or you can use it as tribute fodder, which is both just, that's just better than Avarice. Now, Avarice has a lot of extra value right now, because we don't have a ton of ways to shuffle cards back into the deck. But as we go on and on and on, Avarice is just going to get weaker and weaker and weaker. But I think they do that on purpose, right? They deliberately give us legend cards in a way that they will be actually kind of good when we get them, and then they'll slowly start to fall off as we get other legend cards coming out. So, like, it's clever. They've done well to do that. Okay, so we had both Jamp checks used. We gained 2,000 life points. We're going to gain another 800 with the Psychic Upper. We're going to use our last card to get out Candy Live again. Presumably, we're going to activate the effect to bring back a card from the graveyard, which is probably Prima Katana. We are going to pay the 1,000 to give the boost. We're going to clear both monsters. And that is going to put our opponent down to 4,000. Now, we did take away our opponent's Type Change Beam, which is like the hard punish here, right? Avarice also adds 5 into deck, so it's a +6. That is not how that works. That is not a +6. I hate to break it to you. That is not how card advantage works. Alright, we're going to activate Star Restart. Put a card back into the deck. Bring back the Juggler and the Fusion. Juggler to the field is a bit weird, though. We have already changed them to Spellcasters. So that means the last card in our hand is Juggler then, right? Unless we just put... No, we probably just put the Juggler back into our deck using... I mean, we could have, using the Star Restart. So we did say the Type Change Beam would have been the punish, and we did have it. We spin the board back. We're not going to be able to lethal here. We did keep the Juggler in hand. Okay, so we're just going to beat in for a chunk of damage here. Draw 5. Now, this is going to be it. This is going to be either we've drawn what we need and we're going to be able to kill here, or we haven't drawn what we need and we're going to put ourselves in a very awkward spot. Because all that I mean, to be fair, we have got the Juggler out, which does make it difficult to perform a fusion summon, because all we can really make is another Hercules star. So, Avarice is a spell, therefore taking up valuable back row space, and is therefore a -1. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure where we're going with that. Hello, Beam. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so we have access to anything we want from our graveyard. We do take back the Psychic Upper, which means we should be able to search Bear with the skill if we want to get Candy, or we should be able to search Fusion. I haven't been keeping track of what we've been searching so far. I open stream, first thing I read is Avarice is +6 and Desires is a -9. Classic Twitch chat behavior. That's the thing. I never, because it's text written down, right? You never know if someone's like memeing, if they legit believe something, if if they're just joking, right? If they're being sarcastic. It's so hard to know sometimes, right? Unless you like really closely know someone. So like sometimes someone will say something and I'll be like, oh, I'm taking that at face value. And then they'll be like, oh, I was just joking, man. And it's like, oh, yeah, okay. I don't know. Alright, out comes the Psychic Upper. Activate the effect. Mill the card, gain 800, up to 29. Activate Fusion. So this should be lethal. Is this lethal if we use the plus to try and be safe? We have to plus then minus. We're not even going to bother going for it. We're just going to swing. We know the back row's nothing. So this is lethal. Because we used check earlier, which revealed the middle card was Ghost Cyclone, I think. Now we'll jump into the next game. What's this about being banned on Tonamel? So basically, they got DDoS yesterday, and they put a preventative measure into place to stop them from getting DDoSed, and that involved basically not allowing a bunch of different countries to access the website. And my country is one of those countries, so I am not allowed to go in there without a VPN. Avarice is a -1, because when you use it, the opponent knows you aren't on Tribute to the Doomed, and therefore can out their max, so they auto-win. I mean, it depends what deck you're playing, right? Like, some decks can just out a maximum without giving a crap. Like, Psychic can just kill a maximum, they don't care. Common UKL, I fear, yeah. Unfortunately. Unfortunate. There have been, I know there's some other European countries that also can't access it. Maybe it's just that all DDoSes originate in the EU, so... Okay, we activate to send. We flip up Reactor. Use Iron Onslaught to pop. We hit immediately the Legend Trap. We just snipe it at 33%. Turkey for sure banned, lol. I mean, probably. We're just collateral damage, right? No one in the UK does anything relevant, so... Look at this hand, though, bro. We have 10 cards to work with. This is 10 card Metarion. 10 card Metarion is... so scary. So unbelievably scary. Brexit was meant to protect us from being banned from Tonamel. It was on the side of the bus. Have a word with Nigel Farage. Oh, bro. It's ridiculous, right? What was the point of leaving the EU, right? So we left the European Union. And what did that do? That made prices go up. The amount of people coming to the country doesn't seem to have changed. And I get banned on Tonamel, right? I feel like we got the short end of the stick here. I'm just saying. Maybe Brexit was a mistake. To be fair, he also milled his Legend Trap. Surely they don't OTK. Clueless. Well, we're just kind of popping cards right now. I mean, so we're gonna, pop the monster, and then we have lethal with just a normal summon. Which is like, that's not bad. That back row would have to be, what? Exactly slime, and you'd be left on 400 life. Negate attack is a +1 because of the emotional damage it inflicts also. The thing is, negate attack as well. We will eventually get Negator Dragon, which will make negate attack even better, right? Because Negator is, if it's in your graveyard, you can just make all of your opponent's monsters lose 2,000 attack. And it's so good. Right, here we go. Ashura Star, we have to put the monster. Then we just need any normal summon. So that is lethal on board, and that is going to be the scoop from Tomato, which means we are going to be going to game 3. Wait a minute, why did we drop out of that? Was that not 1-1? I'm so confused by this tournament. I'm so confused. Unless that must have been game 3, right? It must have been. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what does get changed after GRF. I'm actually wondering what's going to be top 100 GRF. Not even top 100. What do we think is going to be top 10? What deck do we think is going to be first place in the GRF? Because, like, I think the easy answer would be Dark Galaxy. It's pretty easy to play. The deck's very strong. If you brick, you just go next, right? Like, bash straight into another game. But, like, Psychic Fusion could do it. Metarion could do it. Do you think Cyber Dragon could make top 1? I mean, I guess anything could, right? It's gonna more come down to the player, I think, than the actual deck itself. Oh, Dark Galaxy Mirror. Exciting. Whatever deck it may be, top 10 accounts must be investigated for negate attack APKs. True. Top 10, 6 Dark Galaxy, 2 Metarion, 1 Psychic, 1 Light Galaxy. Okay, okay. Okay. That is quite specific. That's quite a specific breakdown. Maybe we should keep track of that, right? Because if that ends up being correct, we should, like, reward that in some way. Imagine it is just, like, perfectly accurate. There's just literally 6 Dark Galaxy, 2 Metarion, 1 Psychic, 1 Light Galaxy. I reckon people will play multiple different decks over the climb. Generally, people tend to stick with, like, 2 or 3 decks. Like, at least the people that, like, post their results that got, like, top 100, typically up top 10. Usually they play, like, 1, 2, maybe 3 decks. Now, the vast majority that's going to be, like, you know, top 1,000, they might be rotating constantly, right? But usually the top ones are usually like, oh, I stuck with this deck for the most part. Okay, we clear the board. Get our opponent down to 45. We have a pretty big board of our own, but only 2,500 life points remaining. We use the Universal Storm to pop a back row. We're going to use the skill, add the Requiem to hand. Summon Tribute both just to summon out the Requiem. Activate Requiem effect now? Oh, no. What are those cards that we set them? I think I would leave them in attack mode, just because they're going to get pierced over anyway. So unless they are, like, the 1,500 defenders, I don't see a reason to set them in this matchup. You've got 4,500 life points as well. No, he's already got double piercing. So you're taking full damage anyway. If they're exactly the 1,500 defenders, then yeah, I fully understand this play. Ah, okay. 1,300 defenders is also fine. Both were globule. Okay, he played that perfectly then. There was no better way to play that. I mean, arguably... Nah, I think that was still probably the best way to play it. Like, you could have left, like, the 1,600 Pale Rider in attack mode. But, like... It swings and roundabouts, right? You with the power of hindsight, you can make a more informed decision, but... UDS gamers are gonna hit their heads on walls multiple times at the top. Wait, does Requiem not count set monsters for the boost? No. So Requiem only checks Dark Galaxy monsters. So if a monster's face down, it does not count as Dark Galaxy, because it's hidden information. Oh yeah, Dark, not specifically Galaxy. But yeah, it needs to check for Dark monsters. Alright, Dark Galaxy versus Dark Galaxy again. We summon Tribute to summon Elysium turn 1. with a Pale Rider and a Pale Rider. I mean, considering the hand he had, this was the best he could do. So far so good. I only know stuff about the deck from the 2 days I got to play them. Were you playing the loner deck? That was such a good event, by the way. I absolutely adored that. Like, just letting people play with the decks. We open the negate attack, set it, and then we immediately get it popped. That feels awful. This is why I hate opening legend traps. Every time my opponent opens a legend trap, it like saves them. And every time I open a legend trap, it gets popped every time. Fortunately, it's just something that's going to happen. So we get 1 piercing over that. We get more piercing over that. And then we'll just slam into that one. I think I agree with the play, especially if you wanted to specifically get the Globule out of hand and you're trying to like draw into like an additional boss or something. Summon, tribute over them to summon out the Elysium, activate Elysium's effect. That'll let us clear. So that was a delay, so this could just be slime. So if we have... all we need is Trancer and any boss monster, and we have lethal. Tribute, Trancer, and there we go. That is going to be lethal, because now we can activate Elysium's effect, we can flip it down, or we can kill it regardless of what monster we summon. Not that it matters, because we have this guy anyway, who can boost his attack over. We do swing over with the piercing for 2800 damage. And Dark Galaxy is going to beat Dark Galaxy. Oi, Tomato. Hello, Globe. Welcome, welcome. You've caught us in the Angel Cup, and we don't know when in the Angel Cup we are, because we can't go on Tonamel. So, I have no idea. This could be the grand finals, for all we know. I don't suppose anyone in chat can access Tonamel and let us know, like, whereabouts in the bracket we are. Because I know Duan headed off to try and find out what was going on and never came back, so I don't know what's going on. I knew Dark Void Velag is going to win that match. Oh, that's some crazy foresight you have there, Beam. Maybe you should be a Psychic player. Well, while we wait for the next game. Oh, well, apparently we're not waiting that long. We're just firing straight on in. We say we do have to actually wait for the other competitor to show up. Debsy. I don't recognize the name Debsy. This could be someone who's changed their name, or this could just be like a pretty unknown player. I mean, the picture is giving me Psychic vibes, so I couldn't imagine why that would be. Yeah, after this tournament wraps up, the plan is also to basically finish off the GRF. We're just going to be playing some more of our Amnesia deck. We had fun playing it last time. The Amnesia deck is quite fun. It's not super good, but it's very fun. I do enjoy the playstyle of the deck. It reminds me a little bit of like Ridercross, if I'm honest. Like, I kind of like that kind of game style. I wonder if it's Crankshaft DDoSing Tonamel 2. I mean, it could be. Right? Never say never. But is this another Dark Galaxy mirror? I'm wondering if this could be like all the Dark Galaxies are knocking everything else out, and now like the top 4 could just be all Dark Galaxy. What's an Amnesia deck? It's like Galaxy, but it uses the new Amnesia boss monster with the new Amnesia skill. And basically, you just spam out a bunch of level 6s. It's not very good. Oh god, he's got stamps. He's got his Ouija stamp on his Pale Rider. No! It looks so tacky. Tributes 2. Summons out Elysium. Oh, this is Requiem. Okay, I mean, this board is, like, fine. There's an argument for not summoning out the Elysium here, but this is the better way to try not to brick. Amnesia, the deck that you play when you forgot you have other cards. Nice one, I see you, I foresee you. Welcome, welcome on in. You've caught us in the Angel Cup, as usual on Thursdays, except we couldn't play this time. Zoijo is the knight in the Pale Rider arc, actually. Holy lore. I don't think that's necessarily true. I can't confirm nor deny, but I doubt it. Is bro actually playing Handshaker? Why? Why are we playing Handshaker? Oh, hello. Gold bordered. This is a match between two people that have chronicled their Dark Galaxy decks. This is two Dark Galaxy one tricks going at it. Some high octane vanilla swinging action. Okay, we summon out. I always forget what this guy's called. We mill 3. We know for surezies we can take back a Requiem, but it's do we want to take back the Requiem? Adds back. Why Elysium? What possible reason could we have to bring back Elysium? Oh, the whiff with Cataphract as well. Why chronicle these when you can chronicle Negate Attack or Type Change Beam? They're beam asking the real questions. Just the sackiest, most tilting cards. I mean, at least Negate Attack everyone's going to be playing, right? There's very few decks that don't play it. TCB is just the one deck that plays it, which is what makes it not necessarily more or less annoying, but like, you'll run into it less, I suppose. We'll activate the Universal Storm. We'll pop Negate Attack! Brother! That is all 3 of his traps gone. That is all 3 of them gone, I believe. Cataphract, do we whiff ours? We do not whiff our Cataphract. So we get the 3+1. Our opponent does not. Chronicling the one card in your deck your opponent hates to see is the way. I always chronicle whatever my coolest boss monster is. That's like peak aesthetic for me. I gotta have my best, most important boss monster looking the blingest. Right, we're activating Globule. Now, are we going to use Globule's effect, or is this just to refill the deck a little bit? We are going to be tributing Globule. Who are we summoning? Requiem. Activate Requiem. Then we tribute 1 to summon out. Oh, okay, we are going to use the effect as well. Here comes Elysium. Then we could bash over this board and win the game. I mean, we didn't even need all of that, but we had all of it, so why not use all of it? That's going to be Debsy winning game 1. Ah, yes, your gold-bordered Aura Galactica Oblivion gets widespread ruined. You chose a really bad card there. Because most of the time, Galactica Oblivion is going to have trap destruction prevention. Not all the time. Not all the time. But most of the time one hits the board, it's not going to be able to be destroyed by trap cards. For me, I really like, oh, the spell, right. Yeah, exactly. I really like chronicling fusion monsters, personally. Like, I have a blinged out Flame Wingman. Hero's not the strongest deck, but my Flame Wingman looks sick. Alright, we're just... Turn 1, we must just be bricked on high levels. Why would we put this in defense mode? In what world do we put this in defense? Why would we ever put this in defense mode? What's the logic? Like, it literally plays around taking a tiny amount of damage if your opponent has exactly Requiem. Yeah, get the point. Flame Wingman is fire. Yeah, it's so cool looking, bro. So we activate Cataphract. Cataphract does not whiff. But we don't have anything to get back. We're going to go for another Cataphract. Again, it doesn't whiff, but we don't have a level 8 in graveyard to get back. Tribute 2. Summon out the Requiem. It is actually... Oh, that's not Requiem, it's Elysium. So, exactly. You... Putting this in defense mode... Got it killed for free! You at least could have forced your opponent to discard a card from hand. I'm so, like, irrationally upset that we put this Requiem in defense mode. Like, I'm so irrationally just like, ah! Alright, we add the Transfer back to hand using the skill. One of the best summon animations in Duel Links. I mean, just heroes in general, right? Everyone just loves heroes. Like, even if they're bad, they're still fun. We activate Transfer. Special summon from the hand. Requiem. Tribute to summon out Transfer. I think I would have held that Transfer, to be honest. Like, I get you're scared of... because this way you get to clear the whole board, I guess. No, okay, yeah, I think I would have summoned it there. I forgot our opponent had Power Rider. He cared more about 500 life points than making the opponent discard a card. I mean, he won. It's like... if you do something stupid, but it works, was it stupid, right? Maybe they just live on a higher plane than us, like a higher dimension than the rest of us, and they could make plays that we couldn't even dream about. Debsy gonna win with 500 life points left, and then we gonna feel stupid. Didn't even need to. Didn't even need to. He was so far ahead of everyone, including all of us viewers, it did not matter. And now we play the waiting game again. But again, no idea where exactly in the bracket we are, so... let's just see what happens here. Also, randomly earlier, one person changed their deck. I don't think we've seen anyone else change their deck. So I still don't know what's going on with that. And now we get to watch a Matarian mirror. I thought we were done with the Matarian mirrors, but no, we're back. The Matarian mirrors will never go away. What is this deck mat as well? The deck mat looks really cool. Ghost Cyclone. This is Gozu versus Happy Danny. Wait, this is Gozu's... Oh, right, yeah, because Gozu has, like, the smiley face in his in-game name, doesn't he? Welcome back, by the way, Dwan. What is Gozu's name, Tonamel? Well, his name means, like, I'm a potato or something, right? Okay, we're going to activate the Star Restart, bring back the Actor, add back the Fusion. We're going to activate our Iron Onslaught, pop a back row, activate the TCB, revealing a Spellcaster. Summon out our Spellcaster, activate the Fusion, fuse into Hercules, use Hercules' effect, put both the monsters back in the deck. This plays around pretty much everything. There's not really any way to interact with this. Set one back row, go to battle, swing in, looks like there was no delay. And pass the turn back to Gozu. Now that game mat is from Zexal event. Oh, I see. Something about Yuma Astral Door Skibbity Toilet. I think I remember that episode of Zexal. The Skibbity Baron. Barian. So we'll activate and pop the type change beam. Be over for 100. Be in for 28. So this is basically, we're just kind of trading back and forth right now. Neither player has like got an overwhelming amount of advantage. We are going to use the reactor though to get a +2, which means this is 7 card Matarian that has to break a board. And we have nothing. Oh, that's pretty bad for Danny. We activate the star restart, bringing back the actor and the fusion, which means we'll be able to make a Vritra star, which means we can start applying quite a lot of pressure. The question is that back row anything scary? Ooh, 2 500 attack monsters. This is going to be lethal. What? Why did we let ourselves get hit? Did we toggle off? There's no, like, good reason to have done that, right? I'm trying to think if there was a reason we wanted to take that hit. I can't think of anything. I guess, no, you needed to clear out the board, probably, because you probably had, like, 2 actors, possibly a 3rd actor, or potentially a fusion material you didn't want. Yeah, to unclog, yeah. Hans knows, Hans knows. What was the right set? Did he flip up in the end? It was a... Was it Serpenter, I think? I think it was Serpenter. So we have Debsy in the top, which is the Dark Galaxy player we just saw. I don't know who Debsy's opponent is. Oh no, the stream's buffering! This was the one thing we didn't want to happen. Okay, so it looks like Dark Galaxy is going to be playing against Metarion. We will try and get back to... Uh-oh. Okay. Hold. Everything looks okay. Alright. So Dark Galaxy versus Metarion. Typically, I think people have kind of got to the point where it's kind of unanimously agreed that Dark Galaxy has the advantage in this matchup. So we mill 2, put that back in, get the draw 2, activate fusion. Oh, so this is Gozu. We're just lightninging through these rounds, aren't we? So we'll go for the Ashura Star. I assume this is Gozu. At least it has the smiley face. I haven't really been paying attention to the rest of the Japanese characters. Okay, Juggler comes down, and we set. So this is potentially representing 2,800 damage. We know that set is a tribute monster, so it's only going to be 14. So what is Dabble going to do here, is the question. This is not the easiest board to break. Like, it's doable for sure, but like 2 back row, and we hit the worst possible card. I mean, we are already at 46. Maybe that wasn't the worst card to hit. How many pierces does it take to kill Metarion? Well, Metarion's every single card in the deck that is a normal summon has 500 defense. So typically you can get in for like a ridiculous amount. But it depends how big your piercing is, right? Like you can get a like 4k attack piercer. Or I guess 38. If all your opponent's monsters are face down. Alright, 4,600 life points. No back row to chew through. We don't have access to Reactor for the draw 2, so we only have these 7 cards to work with. If we have Type Change Beam and another Juggler, this is a very easy win. Provided we haven't bricked on spell traps. Let's wait and see what Gozu decides to do here. I can only assume we don't have a very, like, easy line. Otherwise, we would have just shotgunned it, right? Like, there's not... If we had the Type Change Beam and something to make use of the Type Change Beam, we just go for it. But since we're not doing that... Alright, we're activating the skill. We're discarding Imaginary Actor. We're taking back Arc Turbo. So that means that Arc Turbo is now turned on and will give the extra 1,000. So we can use this just on the Juggler if we just want to clear Elysium. Looks like we are doing that. We're sending Serpainter to the graveyard. Then we're going to set 2. Oh, no. Why do that? We've already... I feel like Dark Galaxy gets so much piercing, you're always just going to pierce over those anyway, so you might as well play them in attack mode. Because you'll just end up taking less damage. Like, the counter argument to that is, like, if he goes, like, double Elysium, right? Then you'll take an extra huge chunk. But if he's got 2 sets anyway, we know we're going to have the normal monster with piercing. Which means all he needs to do is get out 1 boss monster and then get out Trancer into a Elysium, and that's just maximum damage. You've just, like, guaranteed you're taking extra damage. And even if one of those sets is, or both of them even, were actors or reactors, we know that he sent Serpainter to the graveyard, so one of them could have been a Serpainter instead. Oh yeah, that's chronicled. That's a chronicled globule. I don't dislike it, but I don't think, like, Aurora, for example, is going to look bad on anything, to be honest. Okay, so we have the first of our bosses. We have 2 cards left in hand. Now, we can't get out another big piercer. At least not, like, easily. Why is Handshaker back on the field? What are we doing with Handshaker? Chronicle Globule is peak? That card underrated? Globule is a card that will gain more value as we go forward as well, because in the future, Globule actually gets a fusion. So, like, it's never going to be, like, a bad card. I still don't understand why we're playing Handshaker. I need to go and, like, double check I understand its effect before, like, I realize I'm just saying something really stupid. So shuffle 1 card from your opponent's graveyard into the deck. That might be the reason. Then, if you have a face-up level 7 or higher normal monster on your field, you can change the battle position of 1 monster on your opponent's field to face-up defense. So we're never going to have that second part. So it's just shuffle a card from your opponent's graveyard into the deck. That's it. He plays it to send a message. He's just, like, extending the handshake early, like, I've already won, mate. Just shake. Just shake my hand. Shuffling Reincarnation. But it shuffles your opponent's cards. So it's shuffle 1 card from your opponent's graveyard into the deck. So if you gave your opponent their Reincarnation back, they would want that. Because if a Matarian player ever puts Reincarnation to the graveyard, it's because they're immediately going to put it back into their deck, right? You could make the argument you do it to keep them off of targets for Star Restart. You could make the argument that you get rid of your opponent's targets for Cataphract. I guess it's pretty good into Psychic, because you can get rid of your opponent's Candies or their level 7s. So, like, there are reasons. I just don't know if they're reasons worth running this guy for. To be fair, every time we've seen Handshaker hit the field, he's just lived. He just lives the turn. He just forever sits, like, T-posing in attack position with his 800 attack, just being like, I'm not afraid of anything. Tribute over the Handshaker. Ooh, okay, so those back row are going to have to be pretty good. We need a Slime, or we need a... I mean, it literally has to be Slime or NA, right? Like, if it is Rice, it will not save us, because we're just going to have Piercing. No, I suppose Rice would save us, unless we... Right, we do have the Slime. Okay. We are attacking to see if there are any more delays. We confirm there was not. So now if our opponent sets another card in that empty slot, that is going to be our target. Shake my hand. Exactly. Exactly. So Gozu, 7 cards left in deck, 7 cards to work with for this turn. As we all should know, type change beam will just end the game. Now, if we have a Star, we can just gain everyone's attack, slam over an OTK. Well, it's not really an OTK, he's already at 42. If we have Juggler, we can make Hercules, spin 2 of these bodies back, swing in for a load of damage, potentially ending the game that way. We just scoop. We just scoop it up. Okay. So it looks like Dark Galaxy is 1-0 up. I assume this is a multiple deck tournament, just because people do keep leaving the table. And that implies to me that they are swapping decks. So then the question becomes, what deck would you swap to if you were Gozu? If you're going to. Handshaker ruined his draw for real, for real. I mean, potentially. Like, there's a few decks that do, like... yeah, it's no deck submission because of GRF. I see. I mean, that does make sense. Although, we've only seen one person change deck so far. We've literally seen just that one player change deck. So this might be the second time we've seen someone change deck. It also does make things a little bit annoying for my spreadsheet, because now I don't really want to include this because the data gets all messed up when you have multiple decks in a tournament. But it is what it is. It's not the end of the world. So there are a few decks you can use to, like, sort of counter Dark Galaxy, or at least have a more favored matchup. Like, Worms is not actually that bad. Dragon Fusion is pretty good. It's like, there are options. But none of them have, like, a definite surefire, I'm going to win this matchup. They're just like, I'm going to tilt it, instead of being, like, 60-40 in your direction, let's make it 60-40 in my direction. And I don't know how much Gozu's played of a lot of these decks. Gozu tends to just play whatever the best deck is, and then he sticks with that as long as he can. So, I don't know how much, like, Psychic he's played. I don't know how much Worm he's played. I'm very curious to see what he does bring, though. Because, again, he doesn't play much. Can both players switch, or does the winner have to stay? Very good question. You can play anything at any point. Yeah, mid-game, I'm just going to swap my deck. Could you imagine? He is taking a long time thinking. It'd be really funny if he comes back and he's just playing Matarian again. Because I suppose what you could do is just use it as a side deck, right? You could just play your same deck again, but just change like 5 cards. Put in some specific anti-Dark Galaxy text. Why are you banned, by the way? Come on, Ray, were you not hit earlier when we explained all of this? So, Tonamel got DDoS yesterday, and because of that, they put in some anti-DDoSing measures, which has led to most of Europe being banned from accessing the website. Because all of those pesky European DDoSers are up to no good. So we've all been hit as collateral damage. We have all been taking strays. He is buying packs right now. Oh, bro, could you imagine? Bro is in the shop furiously like, oh, I need to get these cards. I wish Obelisk came back to Rush. Was a funny time. I mean, if we got actual god cards in Rush, I think that would be pretty cool. Stop DDoSing tournaments, Tomato. No! I'll never stop. You can't make me. Wait, what? Did they shadow duel? What just happened? Has Gozu just left? I'm so confused. Crank Shores. Nobody cared who I was before I DDoSed the tournaments. Would the god cards be broken in IRL Rush as well or not? If they came in as written, they would be so much more broken in Rush than in any other format, right? Think about it like this, right? Normal summon, normal summon, normal summon. Any of those guys gives you a +1. Tribute over all 3 for Obelisk. Normal summon, tribute both. Punch your opponent for 4,000 damage and wipe their whole board. That's kind of good. Slifer. Draw up to 5 cards each turn. Bam, 5,000 attack. And your opponent tries to summon, like, material to, like, fuse, or they try and summon out tribute fodder. Bam, it gets blown up. Bam, it gets blown up. You have to set everything, right? So, again, you just can't fuse. Ra. Pay 1,000 pop, give it a load of attack boost. Still pretty good, right? I don't think... Ra would still be really good to, like, OTK your opponent, especially if you can get out, like, a Jinzo, or you play, like, Heavy Storm with it. Like, that's going to be almost an unstoppable OTK. Maybe it didn't register the game right after the duel, so it was actually game 2. I mean, potentially. But obviously, you know, Apaki was sat here waiting in the room, so he obviously thought there was another game about to happen. Slifer would be insane in Rush. Exactly. Deep Space Yggdrago is Slifer at home. Is it? In what way? Deep Space is... I always confuse Deep Space and Dual Space, because they're so bloody similarly named. Deep Space is the 3-1. Deep Space. Cannot be destroyed by card effects. If it attacks defense position monster, inflict piercing. Face up level 7 or higher monsters in your opponent's field lose 1,000 attack. Ah, okay, it's the lose 1,000 attack bit. That's what we were referring to. Ashe. The one that I usually run into more is Dual Space Yggdrago, because it's a lot easier to summon. Which is arguably even stronger as well. Shuffle monsters from your graveyard into the deck up to the number of monsters in your opponent's field. This turn, this card can attack monsters a number of times up to the number of monsters shuffled, so 3 attacks. And if you shuffled 3 monsters, inflict piercing damage. So you get a triple attack, piercing, 3,300 attack boss monster, which is kind of insane. Now we literally just vibe while we wait for a game or something. I don't know. Is someone coming to this door room? I have very little information to go by. But yeah, if you wanna see what our Tonamel looks like right now, there you go. This is Tonamel. Behold, Tonamel. Yeah, unfortunately, it's not looking great for us at the moment. And now we just continue playing the waiting game. But yeah, I think Gods would be a cool a cool thing to bring into Rush. I almost think I'd rather them make unique Rush Gods, though, but still do, like, a really awesome boss monster that in the anime they make a massive deal about, like the God cards, that are triple tribute monsters. I think that would still be really cool. I think it would work quite well as well. Like, thematically, I think it would be cool for the anime. Because One of the best things about the God cards was just how they were portrayed in the anime, right? Like, they were insane, right? They were absolutely these, like, ridiculous MacGuffins. All the main characters had them. The whole Battle City arc was basically just trying to get your hands on all of the God cards, like, trying to bring them all together. Ironically, like, Marek got 2 of them and then just, like, gave one to Yugi. Because he was just like, I'm just going to duel the Pharaoh because I need to because my tattoo said so. And then he just loses one. And it's like, oh, maybe you should have, like, gotten Kaiba's one first and then dueled against Yugi. And maybe you should have done it in person and not with a puppet and use both of your Egyptian God cards instead of just the one. What if Exodia pieces all came to Rush? Again, I don't know if it would work very well. But they're all at 1 each or something. I think Rush could have an alternate win condition. Right now, Rush's win conditions are deck out and get your opponent's life to 0. They're the only 2. There's no Destiny board, there's no Exodia. I think there is room to have more alternate win conditions, but I don't know if that's going to be in the form of Exodia, because the issue with alternate win conditions is they basically promote, like, stalling, right? They promote playing on a different axis, which is kind of boring. Cataphract mill Exodia leg. Cataphract mill left leg into surrender lol. But the thing is, as a legend spell in Rush, we do actually have... I don't know what's going on there. We do actually have... Bryce, what's it? Wait, is the stream gone down? Guys, the stream's gone down. Alright, well, we'll stick it over here for now while we wait and see what happens. Oh no. What's going on? I guess there's reincarnation actually. Yeah, there's reincarnation as well. But there is Dark Factory of Mass Production to get back to normal monsters from your graveyard to your hand as a legend. I mean, I suppose we could just go look over here, right? So we were talking about these fusions earlier. There we go. Dark Factory of Mass Production. Add 2 normal monsters from your graveyard to your hand. So there are ways. Now the question is, do we wait and see if this comes back? Or are we just done? I'm very curious to see what happens here. Is there a Rush deck that focuses on clogging the opponent's hand? Would be pretty neat. Not really. There's some decks like have the ability to like get more back. Oh, the tournament ended. That was the finals. That was the finals of the tournament. Apparently. So Apaki tweeted. Let's get that up quick. The issue is, again, we didn't know because we can't look at the website. But he tweeted this. I was a loser who didn't realize when the tournament ended, even though I was doing live commentary. Alright, well, that's tournament over then, lads. Which means we go straight into playing the game. You got banned on Tonamel. So we'll mention this again quick. So Tonamel got DDoSed. So if we look here, report from the incident and apology. There was a DDoS attack targeting Tonamel, causing the service to become unavailable. The problem has now been resolved. We're considering measures to deal with the possibility of it reoccurring. We apologize to the organizers and participants, blah, 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 blah. And what this has translated into is a bunch of people in Europe now can't access Tonamel. Like, this is Tonamel now for me. Let's hit a refresh. Yeah, still nothing. So until that gets fixed, we've got nothing, right? So that has happened. So we couldn't play in today's tournament, but it has just finished. It was a non-deck submission tournament, so it was just play whatever you want, whenever you want. Crankshiss made Tonamel blacklist EU. I mean, that's what we were saying earlier, right? It's so all over the place. But the plan now is we are going to just bust out the rest of the Goha Rush Festival. And we have to swap to our Amnesia deck. This is the deck we're playing. This deck does suck. But it's just GRF Stage 1, so it doesn't matter. I'm in Canada, doesn't work either. Well, there you go. You are one of the affected countries. I think some people from America were saying that it did work for them. I'm from LATAM, can't access Tonamel either. There we go. It's just broken for everyone. Also, hello, welcome on in Quantum Cubes and Bismarck. Now we're just going to play the bad deck. We're going to play the bad deck. We need, what, 4 wins? We don't actually need 4 wins. We need 2 wins. Because tomorrow, I believe that the duelists will still spawn. And we could just play against them. But we need 4 wins total, I believe, to cap out the event, the stage 1. Or we can just get 2 wins and leave it for tomorrow if we want to. What's broken? Tonamel, the website that people use for Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments that is not... okay, this is... What deck is this? No extra deck. I have no idea what I'm against. This could just be like... No, because then it wouldn't be a archive skill. I have no idea what this is. Like Harpies, maybe? I don't know. We're just going to set. We're just going to set the whole hand. Yeah, Tonamel is like the not start GG website. It's like the other one. Imagine being from LATAM. Nothing wrong with LATAM. Okay. What skill are we playing? Tribute to summon Torna, activate Torna, discards the Fire Guardian. Hoo boy! 1,000 damage. Draw off the turn. We still have no 6s as well, which is very funny. We'll go Bright. Let's go Universal Storm. Pop this. Flip up Strange. Activate Strange Traveler. Reduce! We'll go Lilac. Then we're probably just going to set all 3 of these. Straight to battle. We'll just get in for a chunk. Well, our deck isn't doing what we're supposed to be doing, so we're just going for, like, weenie beats right now. That is the entire strategy. Broken for me too? Yeah, it's just down for a lot of people right now. Apparently it works fine in Japan. Legend Draw Gaming. It could be. Blue Eyes Rain! It's Blue Eyes! We should have known when we saw the Torna. I mean, our board's looking kind of tasty right now, but it depends if he has back row hate. He's already used 1, so he'd had to have drawn some. Do we flip it down? When is this ever going to find value other than right now? Go face down! No, don't play more back row. Right, let's see what we draw. Okay. We can do stuff. We could definitely do stuff. It depends what that back row is really, as to like how much stuff we can do. But stuff can happen. So we're going to tribute over this. Drop this guy down. We can go Amnesia Rush. We'll send this. Boost this up. Do we even bother using this? I mean, I could. Right, we'll go Meteor Charge. We're going to target you. And we're going to flip up you. That's pretty nice. So here... Oh, do I just use this? We're going to do it. If he's got a Legend Trap, he's got a Legend Trap. We're just doing this for fun at this point. 1, 2, 3. Go to battle. If this connects, it's just lethal. Now we're going to swing here. Okay, he has got a delay anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so that means it's probably... That's a little bit annoying, though, because that means I can't kill this now. And he's not going to die because he's got slime. Oh. No, he's still going to die anyway then. It doesn't matter. Oh no, 100 damage? Anyway. I was like, oh no, he's got slime. We can't kill him now. Oh, the punish. It was like, no, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Suisun weekly was kind of scuffed because of that too. Too few matches in the tournament started. Tonamel went down. Rest in peace. We are going to Japan then. Yeah, just so we can play in the Angel Cup and some other specific tournaments like Suisun weekly. We're just going to go over to Japan. Hey, we got new stamps. Heck yeah. All right, let's go again. You know, props to like clearly free-to-play Blue Eyes player for making it all the way to the top of the GRF. Again, it's not difficult, right? Anyone can make it to the top of the GRF stage 1. Like that is, it's not really hard to do. But you know, if you're completely free to play, it's obviously a lot more of a struggle than if you're not. Amnesia Rush. That's a hand. I think we always go Ganzel here. We'll set. We are going to activate our skill. Because I really don't want to draw into more of these. And this will set me up for an Amnesia play next turn if we draw it. Behold my 2100 thing. Oh, it's the Tarpies. You've got to have... Oh, Pet Dragon. Okay. I wasn't expecting this, not going to lie. But, you know. We'll take the 9. We take another 25. We could actually lose the Harpies here, guys. If we didn't draw a good hand here, this could be Jova. Oh, we drew the Amnesia. So everything is actually just completely fine. We'll go 1. Make sure what these are again. We have double force. That's funny, but I don't know if we can really do anything off of that. We'll tribute to summon the boy. We will... We activate that. What are we getting rid of? We're getting rid of that. I don't need the third force, right? Realistically, we're bringing those two back. I can send one more into the graveyard. That could be 3, which means, yeah, we're not going to be using the third force. Summon 1. Summon 2. Now I activate my skill, Amnesia Rush. And we'll send this to the grave. We'll boost this up. We'll boost this up. We'll go Galactica Force. We'll put these 3 back into the deck. 1, 2, 3. Using this doesn't actually do anything. That's, like, a little bit annoying. But, like, I'm not gonna... like, they all have lower attack than defense. I'm gonna activate it, because I want it out of my hand. But, like... it doesn't actually do anything. Kashlap. That's what, 2,000, so that's not even lethal. So we swing over this. And then we'll clear this. Alright, we got them down to 11. Not too bad, not too bad. I played Harpies, and I achieved it like 2 days ago. Harpies' best deck. I mean, Harpies is like, it's a little bit outdated. They could still do stuff. Why are we using Torna here? We set a back row. I mean, we have the Universal Storm, so this is just Jova. Ah, no, not my Amnesia. Go, Universal Storm. Pop. Go, Tribute to the Doomed. Go away. Alright, let's not spin plates. Let's just go battle. Go get him, champ. Yeah. Are you challenging me? I do not have enough of an ego where I would need to challenge someone. I can tell you that right now. Alright, let's see if we can win another game in a row. I mean, we haven't really played against any, like, real decks so far. Hikari raiding with 2 duelists. Welcome, welcome on in, Hikari Raiders. I did notice that you were streaming earlier and that you were playing speed while waiting for the GRF. I had actually planned to raid into you after we finished this stream. But I can't do that now. You have ruined it. But welcome on in, Hikari and friends. Hikari the GOAT. Obviously one of the strongest players in the Rush Duel community right now. I should probably give you a shout out, actually. That's something I'm really bad at doing. Hikari. Bam, there we go. Everyone make sure to give Hikari a follow. Only recently started streaming. Do I just summon this? I kind of want to. Alright, let's do it. We'll tribute and summon out Amnesia. This is like, it's not a good play, but it's like, it's my funny play, and I like my funny play. We'll send Ganzel. We'll boost up Amnesia. Activate Amnesia. We'll put Strange back. We'll bring both of these out in attack mode. Now, we're probably against Sidra, so they're probably going to punish this quite bad, but I love this play. I love turn 1 slapping down 3 dudes. Like, it's so fun for me. How dare you stop streaming? Exactly. I forgot about Angel Cup. Well, it's okay, because the Angel Cup was broken for most of the world anyway, because the website Tonamel is not very accessible right now. Alright, Barrage of Steel. We lose our Legend spell. I mean, it could have been worse. I think I'd rather have the trap, if I'm being honest. Double back row. You can't clear out any of our guys. And we draw the double storm. Oh my god. Okay. We're going to absolutely try and ruin this man's day. Double storm. Pop pop. We could also change this to defense, which is also just really funny. I guess we will activate the skill again. No reason not to. I guess I want a Ganzel in the graveyard here. We'll boost this. Select another card. We'll boost this. We will just go ahead and... I don't have 3 monsters in grave. Come on. 0? That's the worst number. There's no way this is lethal, right? That'd be 1,000. I'm 100 off lethal? 100 off lethal? No. That just makes me sad. I think we don't push for it at all then. If we're not going to kill, I don't want to use up extra cards. This way I have more back row, which means if he's using back row hate, he has a lower chance of hitting something good. And I might need these cards later to actually do something, right? Oh, I see. I always join those. Something changed. Yeah, they got DDoSed yesterday, Hikari. And so they've put in, like, some anti-DDoSing countermeasures, which has involved basically not letting most countries connect to the website anymore. It's a little bit annoying, because I would have liked to play in it today, because again, it's perfect for me. Like, as, you know, I'm from the UK, and just being in Europe means playing middle of the day on a day where I'm free anyway is, like, perfect for me. Because a lot of the other tournaments are, like, quite late at night for me. Okay. We have 2 boys on the board. Where do we go from here? He could have just summoned out the Search, but he chose to discard it and draw a card instead. We tribute 2 to summon out Golem. Golem's pretty tough. No back row, though. And he does clear the Amnesia. Okay. Unfortunately for him, we have everything we could ever need. So we'll go with Strange Traveler. Activate Strange Traveler. Reduce. We'll go ahead. Oh, wait. How many monsters do I have in the graveyard right now? I need to have 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're completely fine then. It does not matter. We'll go ahead and tribute to summon. Then we will go for Galactica Force. I probably should have used the other one first, but it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. I need to make sure we put him back, because that's the only way I can use the skill. Activate Amnesia Rush. Put this in the graveyard. Boost this. We still can't use this. We activate Meteor Charge. We'll just give this guy Piercing just in case. Just in case. Not going to bother changing the battle position. Go to battle, swing over this guy. Boosh for the... What's that, 1100? Just another dub. We'll save that replay, that's fine. I really don't need any more Cyber Dragon replays though. It's the issue of playing, and when you just want diverse games, it doesn't really matter if you're playing against like super meta decks or not, but when you just want like a variety, and you just want to be playing against like not like free-to-play piles, and then you just play against like nothing but Cyber Dragon again and again and again. It's like, ah! Yeah, as a fellow European, I can't participate often in Quantum's ones or Cloudy's, too late for me. Yeah, I used to try and play in Cloudy's, but Cloudy's now, they're just too late. I always have stuff to do in the mornings, so I can't, like, stay up all night. I still do try to play in Quantum's as much as I can, though. Because Quantum's are an hour earlier, which, like, does make quite a big difference. Hey, we're on a 6 streak, though. Obviously, you know, we're beating up, you know, players playing free-to-play piles, but, you know. What are we against? Dragons? The potential for punish is quite high. I'm going to summon these face up. It all depends what he draws, right? I'm a little bit worried about him just, like, having everything in... Even then, the chances of him actually getting a Dragius star out on turn 1's quite low. He should be playing a lot of 1500 beaters if he's playing the Blaster's Inferno version of the deck. So, like, this would be good against that. If he just gets out Dragius, that would also hurt quite a bit. Okay, looks like we're in a pretty good spot. Looks like it's not really going to matter too much. And we just keep finding these back row hate, don't we? Let's go Universal Storm. We'll pop this. And we just immediately hit the NA, which is quite nice, but it doesn't matter because we're going to hit both anyway. And we also hit a Fusion. So that tells me this is going to be a Dragius Star deck. Is there anything we can do with that information? Not really. We'll Tribute over and just summon out the Amnesia. We are going to activate the effects still. We'll send Ganzo to the bin. Boost this up. We can't use that because we don't have room, which is completely fine. We'll set. Then we'll just go to battle. Now, he might be playing 1500 defenders, so we are going to swing with the 16. Okay, it was a 0, so it would have been maximum damage either way, but... We missed out on 100 damage. It's not really going to be the end of the world, is it? And the nice thing about our deck is, he will almost never be able to use his skill. I'm pretty sure his skill is level 5 in hires. And it will be... Is it 18 or is it 16? Or is it 14? I can't remember how the skill works. How good would the Fluffle engine be in this deck? Could you imagine, bro? The Fluffle engine would go so hard. I miss my Fluffles, I'm not gonna lie. Mirageus! What are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here. I'm a little bit worried. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. We're fine. Don't worry about it. Everything's fine. 900 life points. All right, we're fine, guys. Stop freaking out. I mean, we're completely fine. How many monsters do we have in graveyard? 1, 2, 3, 4. We can get 2 more. So I go Traveler, activate Traveler. Ah, what a monster. Oh well. Doesn't matter too much. We'll summon. We'll go ahead and tribute over Traveler. We don't need a discard for anything, so I'll go ahead and tribute over Sentinel. We'll go ahead and activate our skill. We'll boost this up. We'll go ahead and doesn't really matter. We'll go ahead and use Galactica Force because I want to press all of the buttons. 1, 2, 3. Galactic Force again! More buttons! Go get him, champs! Oh, this deck is like, it's so bad. It's so bad, but it's so fun to play. We'll save that replay as well, just because it was a really meme game. His name was not on the guest list. Apparently not. Apparently not. And there we go. We've maxed the GRF. We did it entirely with Amnesia. I would like to claim that that's some sort of accomplishment, but realistically, it's not. Now, if we queue again, theoretically, we should now be playing against real decks, or at least have a higher chance to play against real decks. So now, this is where we go on the losing streak, right? That is theoretically what should happen here. Now, we might get lucky, right? We might play against still more, like, mediocre players. Looks like this is going to be Sidra. Can his 4 streak defeat our 7 streak? How tryhard are you going to go hook up? Well, I literally can't play pretty much at all on Friday or Saturday, so not very. Alright, let's go Star Trilio. Activate the effects. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we got that into the graveyard. Put those back on the bottom of the deck. We'll go ahead and tribute. We'll summon out Linak as well, why not? We are also going to use Amnesia Rush. We'll send this to the graveyard. We'll boost this up. That gets us set up for if we get Amnesia in the following turn. And then we'll just pass. So Sunday, 100 games, top 100, I understand. Unfortunately, Sunday is also not a good day for me. I record with my friend Alex on Sundays. So that's going to be some time taken up with that. I also have some work stuff I have to do on Sunday, which also is going to take a chunk out of the day. There's no Grand in the evening, so I might have a little bit of extra time to play then. But I'm not going to get like a ton of free time on Sunday. Adds the fusion. Okay, so Cyber Search, bring that back. Summon out Proto. Activate fusion. Fuse the two together. Slam, slam, slam. So we're taking quite a lot of damage here. But we're not dead. And really, isn't that what life is all about? It's just about not being dead. Konami, shake my head not checking your schedule beforehand, Madge. Exactly. Every single... I very rarely will ever have 3 days free. Like, back to back to back. That just doesn't happen. So if they could just, like, limit it down to, like, a day, that would suit me so much better. We could just do that for me, Konami. Okay, we go Linak. If I had a graveyard full of cards... this might make a difference. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to bring these two back. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So getting this in the graveyard is actually important. So we are going to tribute over Linak. Then we're going to tribute over for the Amnesia. Then we're going to activate Amnesia. We're going to get rid of... I mean, both of our back row already force, so we don't need the extra force. Bring back both of the Ganzels. We'll activate Amnesia Rush. Send this to the graveyard. Boost this up. Boost this up. Go Galactica Force. Put these 3 back. Go Galactica Force. Put these 3 back. That's the difference of 700. That's the difference of 800. So, we're going to go Meteor Charge. Target this. Change this to defense. And this maximizes our damage. Alright, we got them down to 1,000. We're probably dead here. But that was our big... that was our big push turn. That was the best we had. Could you imagine we live this turn? Tribute to the Doomed. Okay. You get rid of Amnesia. I don't know why we pick Amnesia there, but... Alright, if we draw like double back row hate. Just double back row hate. That's all we need. We've drawn it so often, right? Just double back row hate. Heart of the cards. Let's go! That's not really what we were after, if we're being honest. Alright, if he has so much, we just can't win. Realistically. If we set, we're not going to kill anyway. It's basically, do we play around Ancient Gear Golem? That's basically what this comes down to. The downside is if he has Widespread Ruin, we can't kill anyway. I think we just YOLO this. I think we do just YOLO this. Alright, we're not expecting to win here, but like, I would rather do this and play around Widespread. Okay, it was negate attack anyway, it's fine. So if he summons out Ancient Gear Golem, we're cooked no matter what, right? So we just have to hope he just doesn't top deck that. Where's your Galactica check? Ah, if only, if only. Okay, goes for the Barrage of Steel. Unfortunately, we didn't have an extra back row. We do lose the Force, which is fine. Imagine he just plays... Go on, just play, I forget what it's called, but the card that brings back a card from the graveyard. Go on. Do it. No, not that one. Uh-oh. That's 1,000 damage right now. We're still alive as of right this moment. Adds Proto. No, I need you to special summon from the graveyard. I was Golem anyway! It didn't matter. We could never beat Golem. We could never beat Golem. Ah, there was... Alright, the only way we could play around Golem was just to not summon the third monster. But if we did that, he runs over for 900 and then attacks over for 500. So we would have been dead anyway. So there was nothing we could do there. There was no way to play around that, unfortunately. What round is this? The tournament is already over, my friend. We are just playing on the ladder now. But welcome on in, Deku. Are you playing the Mill 3 to help out fill the graveyard for Amnesia? Yes, we are. That is why we are playing the Mill 3. Now, how am I supposed to practice when as soon as I flip a card showing Metarian cards, they quit? Just don't play Metarian, right? That's the trick. Because then you can play games. Amnesia tier 0? Imagine. Imagine. Alright, here we go. A real deck again. Well, I guess we played against a lot of side draws already. But I really don't expect to win this game. Especially not with a hand like that. Oh, Nelly, that's a bad hand. I'm sure it'll just be fine. We'll just draw super well on the next couple of turns. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Everything's gonna be fine. The plus side is, this game is probably going to be replay worthy regardless of how it ends. We finally got some diversity. That's all we've been looking for. We've just been looking for diversity duels. It's like a diversity higher, but like more Yu-Gi-Oh-y. Discards the Amalilith, adds fusion. Summons Bear. Activates Bear, brings back Lilith, activates fusion. Or are we going to No, you kind of have to use fusion here, right? Or like double tribute to get something out. Okay, we are just going to fusion. So we're going to Amabear Lilith, throw one of these back in our hand, and then we can choose to summon it again. Spoiler alert, we are almost certainly going to summon it again. This basically gets him a little bit of damage in. Depending on what's in the rest of his hand, really, is what is going to make the difference here. This on its own doesn't really matter. Yes! Come back to the field! Star Traveler! When will you be playing the secret tier 0 Ants deck? I'm not really sure what to do with the Ants is my my biggest issue with them. Plus, I still want to get like all the cards from the rank rewards. We haven't like done that yet, so... 2 back row. No way to deal with any of it. We can't do anything with that. So we probably just... go for Amnesia here. Use the skill. I can get 2 monsters if I do that. That's probably going to be the line. So we'll tribute for Amnesia. We'll go ahead and activate our skill. We'll send Ganzel. We'll boost. We'll activate Amnesia. I think here we probably just send Star Treleo. Bring both of these back. Do we go for the Meteor Charge here? Let's go for the Meteor Charge here. We'll give you Piercing. Does it matter? It shouldn't really matter. We'll give you Piercing. Generally, these guys have quite low defense. I think we just set this. I don't think we have to get, like, too aggressive here. Right, let's see what he's got. So, first attack. So, he has got a delay. You're going to use negate attack on this? Of all things. This is what you choose to negate attack. Okay. I mean, if you've got, like, a really good play, that feels like a bit of a weird negate attack, though. Not going to lie. This music sounds familiar, like Forspoken. Now, this is Monster Hunter. Hey, where you get your sleeves and mats of your choice, I got scammed. Alright, we'll do it after this game. No, don't look at my tribute to the Doomed. That's mine. Although, you do see I got the Galactica Force. That can be scary. Not right now, it's not, but, you know. Tribute to summon out the Psychic Upper. Okay, so he did basically just hard draw everything he needed. Which is pretty lucky. Activates Fusion. Goes into this. Why are you playing that trap card of all things as well? You don't have a 7 to bring back. Have you used the skill yet? I don't think you have. No, you haven't. So you can use the skill. Send... Wait, what? Why are we not using the skill? Is this lethal? Oh, this is lethal. Wait, this isn't lethal? This is lethal. Okay, I mean, we don't have any trap cards. The balls on this man. I mean, I guess he knew that there wasn't a delay before. Bro, he literally shotgunned negate attack and just went, don't worry, fam. I will just draw the God Hand. And then drew the God Hand. I mean, we'll save that replay. That's a good one. I can't believe that. Bro, like, he used... That was, like, one of the worst negate attacks of all time, and he got hella rewarded for it. Alright, let's go and chuck on some accessories for Ray, so Ray stops complaining. Have we got anything fancy we want to use? Didn't we get, like, new GRF ones? They're gonna be, like, in events. I like these ones, right? I kind of like the look of... I like these because they're just kind of clean. Right? I kind of like the clean designs. Ugh. Man, Duel Links is not having a good time right now. There we go. Just for you, Ray. I'm going to assume in a very small amount of time you're going to immediately spend to take them off again. But let's go into our next game and see what our opponent is on. It's Luke again. So, could be Dragon Fusion. It is an actual Luke skill. So, it could be Blaster's Inferno. Could be the Dragia Star. Although, it looks like no cards in the extra. So, it's more likely to be Blaster's Inferno, I guess. Which is kind of scary because that's... I don't know. Is Blaster's Inferno scarier? Probably. Like, our deck doesn't have much of... like a spine. It just kind of falls apart very easily. Now, needless to say, our opening hand isn't very good. How do you get the Mirror Gears accessory? Honestly, couldn't tell you. It could be play 100 games with Mirror Gears, like summon it 100 times. WCQ qualifier stamps. There you go. This hand ain't great, guys. I'm not gonna lie. This game might not go our way. I have a sneaking suspicion giving him like a complete free turn, with us going second especially, is not going to end very well for us. And he's just playing Hammer Crush Deal. Oh boy. It's just snore aggro, bro. Activates Hammer Crush Deal. Discards the Blue Eyes. Pops my Galactica Force. Oh no. Yep, that's a 0 attack monster. I'm going to assume this is tribute fodder. For the Cerberus! Man's got insane. Look at that boy. It's so big. And that is going to be lethal because we have nothing. I mean, this will probably still be a replay saved. This is a good example of why this deck is not very good. Because sometimes we will open hands like that and we just cannot play the game. Well, we did say it. We did say as soon as we would hit the max duel level that we would start going on a losing streak. We did say it. Play Pluggy Fish? Listen, we only have 10 replay slots, Ray. If we want to start making a video for Thunder, we need to wait until this video's finished. Stick rules? Stitch? It's not really Stitch, is it? Because it hasn't got the T, so it's like Stitch. Stick. Alright, can we beat Royal Rebels? Our deck kind of just goes face every single turn and puts everything face up, so we do not play around Royal Rebels at all. We set. We set. We set. We set again. And we pass. Okay. What do we want to do with this? Ugh. I mean, we have no way to... The issue is, if I want to play this sensibly, I need to go on the defensive. But going on the defensive is really boring, and we're just kind of playing a meme deck, so I don't want to do that. So we're just going to basically guarantee we're going to lose this game, but we're going to do it in the fun way. Tribute to summon, activate the skill. We'll send this to the bin, boost this up, activate the effect. I'm going to get rid of this. As much as I should probably get rid of the other one, I don't want to, because I want Amnesia for the follow-up, assuming there is a follow-up. Go get him, champ! Hey, 1500 defender. What is this ghetto-ass list that we're playing here? Is this gonna be like Hammer Crush Deal or something? What have you got for me, rules? More defense. More defense. More defense. More back row. He just did the exact same play he did last turn. I mean, I'm unimpressed by it, I can tell you that much. I mean, do we just... We'll start trying to get some damage in, I guess. Meteor Charge. We'll give this guy piercing. We'll flip this up. I mean, that's not, like, the juiciest one we could have hit, I can tell you that much. Amnesia Rush. I guess we'll send Ganzo to the bin. We'll boost this. We'll boost this. I don't think I need to use... Well, I mean, we can't anyway, so... I guess we always just set, and then just go straight to battle, unless I want to summon this out, which I don't really. Swing at this. Swing at this. Haha! Ah, an extra 1,000 damage was there. Death Doom, he is playing Requiem. He's just playing like the weirdest list of all time. Requiem with Harvey, with Essel. I mean, I can't stop this. He also only kept one card in hand, so he hard drew 2 of these pieces this turn. Blows that up, gets in for 16. Gets in for 25, which is on 19. Don't tell me you opened 2 more normals. Takes a look at my Galactica Force. There we go. Okay. Okay. We're alive. Everything's fine. Now we'll just win here. Easy peasy, right? How do we want to do this, though? We have to use that. We have to use that. We can't use this effect. That ain't happening. We're going to get out 2 normals. So I don't think it matters what we do here. So I go Bright, Tribute, summon the boy, activate the effect, pop this back, summon this, activate Amnesia Rush, send this, boost this, we'll boost this, we'll go Galactica Force. Put back these 3. We'll set this. We'll go to battle. Swing over that. Swing over that. Go get him, champ! Victory! Wouldn't it be amazing if Death Doom Requiem just explodes with the whole field? I mean, that would be a lot worse of a card, but I get what you're saying. Do we even save that replay? Yeah, screw it. Let's save the replay. Why not, eh? Why not? Alright. Let's get another game going. I want at least one more game. Dracarys. Okay, we have a Game of Thrones fan here. Playing Dark Galaxy, most likely. Could also be Sidra. Okay, it's probably Dark Galaxy. It's almost certainly Dark Galaxy. On a 2 streak. We are going to get absolutely murdered here. But, Anime Duel? Anime Duel? That's a hand. Blood Trade Leo's not awful here. It depends what we hit. I don't think it's... Well, we can do 1, 2 into that, get rid of that. That's not awful. I mean, it's pretty bad, but... Alright, go, Trileo! 1, 2, 3! Straight to the bin. We'll then tribute over it. Summon this. Tribute over that. Summon this. Activate his effect. Put this back. Bring back these 2. Set this. End. Haha! How will you defeat this, Dark Galaxy? My board is mighty. Don't have backrow hate, please. Ah, 600 burn. Ah! Another globule. Tributes 2. Summons Elysium. Tributes that to summon Trancer. But what if I widespread it all over your ruin? Maybe we'll be taking the Hundy. We can't do anything about the Hundy, but that's fine. We will accept the Hundy. Normal summon. Tribute to the Doomed. Pop. Activate the skill. Send. Boost. Go to battle. Swing. Swing. War 2 Zen! Maniac, you die! And what a great way to end the stream. On the triumphant music. Triumphant. There we go. Triumphant music as well. Now, this is a little bit early, but we have got some other stuff we have got to do today. So we are going to be ending the stream here. And what a banger to end the stream on. We had quite a good day. Unfortunately, we couldn't play in the Angel Cup, but it is what it is. Stuff, unfortunately, does get in the way. We will be back again on Tuesday. I don't plan on doing any kind of like Sunday stream, but we will be back again on Tuesday with probably more Rush. We'll have to wait and see. But no matter what we do, I'm sure it's going to be a great time. There's like a small chance we might do some speed, but it's probably going to be Rush, right? Like, you know what we like here. You know what we're like. But tomorrow is the start of GRF Stage 2. I hope everyone that's going to be playing in that has a great time. I hope everyone's practiced their decks. I hope everyone's going to have basically like some idea of what they want to do. If you're planning to go hard, obviously make sure you take care of yourselves. All right? I don't want to see anyone like neglecting their health just so they can play card games. But thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.